20 millennia represents a span of time far exceeding the entirety of recorded human history. It stretches beyond the rise of agriculture, the birth of cities, the formation of empires, and the dawn of science, surpassing everything that defines us as a species. We generally limit our foresight to decades, or perhaps a century at most. However, the solar system does not function on human schedules. It is governed by gravity, orbital mechanics, and deep geological time. On the scale of planets, 20,000 years is a blink of an eye. The critical issue isn't whether we possess the engineering capacity to reach Mars or extract resources from asteroids. Those are merely technical hurdles. The profound question is whether intelligence can endure long enough to make a difference. Can a species evolved for immediate survival dedicate itself to a future it will never witness? Expanding into the solar system is not a quest for conquest. It is a strategy for resilience. It is about distributing the risk of existence across vast distances so that no solitary catastrophe, be it an impact, a volcanic winter, societal collapse, or system failure, can terminate the human story in a single moment. Tonight, we are not speculating on humanity's actions in the next 100 years. We are asking a more difficult question. If granted a continuity of 20,000 years, does the solar system truly become our home? Or do the hard limits of physics, biology, and human nature halt us before we begin? What follows is neither optimism nor pessimism. It is a calculation of survival. The solar environment is hostile not by happenstance, but by its very nature. Every planet, moon, and rock is an environment sculpted without any consideration for human biology. Gravity is often insufficient or excessive. Atmospheres are either absent, toxic, or crushing. Temperatures fluctuate far beyond survivable ranges. Deadly radiation permeates everything. There is no secret garden waiting to be unlocked. Colonization is fundamentally an act of resistance. We often visualize terraforming as a singular event, as if a planet could be repaired with enough advanced technology. In truth, it is a multi-millennial war against planetary physics. To permanently alter a world, one must change not only its surface conditions but its atmospheric composition, its thermal balance, its magnetic environment, and its long-term geological stability. Planets are massive inertial systems that resist this type of intervention. Once set on a specific trajectory, they do not shift course easily. Consider Venus. In terms of mass and size, it is nearly Earth's twin, yet the outcome is alien. A runaway greenhouse effect has transformed it into a furnace capable of melting lead, shrouded in sulfuric acid clouds. Rendering Venus habitable would necessitate the removal or transmutation of its entire atmosphere, cooling the crust by hundreds of degrees and somehow preventing the cycle from restarting. This is not construction. It is planetary surgery. Mars conversely seduces us because it seems almost functional. It possesses a day length similar to Earth's, polar ice caps and scars from ancient rivers. Yet Mars lost its magnetic shield eons ago, allowing solar winds to strip away its air. Any effort to thicken that atmosphere would battle a constant hemorrhage into the void. Terraforming Mars requires either constructing an artificial magnetic magnetosphere or accepting a burden of maintenance on a scale never before attempted. The outer moons present a different set of obstacles. Beneath the frozen shells of Europa and Enceladus lie oceans far deeper than any on Earth, heated by tidal friction rather than solar warmth. These worlds might harbour chemistry conducive to life, yet they are entombed under kilometres of ice, blasted by intense radiation, and trapped in the gravity wells of gas giants, making access energetically costly. Settlement there would mean living in sealed bunkers embedded in the ice, isolated from the surface and Earth alike. Then there is Titan, with its dense atmosphere and lakes of liquid methane. Titan is frequently described as Earth-like, but that comparison masks a brutal reality. Its surface is colder than Antarctica during the deepest glacial maximums, and the sunlight is feeble and distant. A human presence on Titan would depend entirely on imported power and hermetically sealed systems, functioning more as an industrial outpost than a colony in any traditional sense. What all these celestial bodies share is resistance. None of them invite life. They offer no easy foothold. Any effort to settle them demands engineering that must function without failure for thousands of years. Terraforming is not a moment. It is a commitment measured in geological epochs. If humanity disperses throughout the solar system, it will not be by transforming worlds rapidly. It will be by adapting ourselves first and our environment second. Long before planets are reshaped, the most natural habitats for humanity may be artificial ones. Space itself offers advantages that planets do not. Total control. In orbit, gravity can be simulated via rotation. Radiation can be blocked selectively. Temperatures can be dialed in with precision. There are no earthquakes, no volcanoes, and no atmospheric loss to combat. Asteroids in particular represent a paradox. They are small, dead, and scattered, yet they contain vast quantities of accessible material. Rare metals exist there in high concentrations. Water ice can be split into propellant and breathable air. Carbon compounds are plentiful. The industrial foundation of the solar system lies not on planetary surfaces, but in the debris fields. Asteroid mining is often discussed as an economic venture, but its true value is structural. Once construction materials no longer need to be hauled out of deep gravity wells, space becomes more economical than planets. Habitats can be constructed where resources are located, rather than where biology prefers to evolve. Over deep timescales, orbital habitats may vastly outnumber planetary settlements. Not because planets are irrelevant, but because planets impose constraints that open space does not. Artificial habitats can be scaled up, replicated, and repaired in modular fashion. A catastrophic failure does not doom an entire biosphere, it affects one vessel among many. This alters the definition of colonization. Instead of a few massive worlds supporting billions, the solar system could host millions of independent habitats, each sustaining thousands of people. The population would be distributed not across land masses, but across orbits. Such a civilization would appear empty from the outside. No glowing megastructures, no reshaped worlds, just a vast diffusion of self-contained systems functioning quietly against the black backdrop. This may not be a failure of ambition, but a feature of survival. Redundancy is superior to grandeur when timelines stretch into the millennia. Even within the confines of the solar system, distance is a more significant barrier than intuition suggests. Light takes hours to travel from the inner worlds to the outer rim. Spacecraft require years. The journey between Jupiter and Saturn is not a commute, it is an expedition. This imposes a fundamental limit on governance, culture, and coordination. A civilization stretching from Mercury to the Kuiper Belt would not experience simultaneity. Decisions would lag. Information would arrive late. Local autonomy would not be a political choice, but a physical necessity. Advanced propulsion might reduce these delays, but it cannot erase them. Fusion drives and ion engines might shorten travel times from decades to years, but not to seconds. The solar system remains immense even as technology matures. This implies that colonization will not unfold as a unified monolithic project. It will naturally fragment. Mars will develop its own imperatives. The asteroid clusters will evolve independently. The outer moon colonies will become culturally distinct, defined by their isolation. Over 20,000 years, this fragmentation is not a risk, it is an inevitability. The challenge is not to prevent divergence, but to survive it without conflict escalating into systemic collapse. If humanity becomes multiplanetary, it will not feel like one civilization spread thin. It will feel like many related civilizations sharing ancestry, physics, and history, but separated by the dark. And this raises the most difficult question of all. Not whether we can build the machinery, but whether we can remain a species long enough for it to matter. Mars is not significant because it is easy. It is significant because it is difficult in the exact ways that are necessary. Everything Mars demands of us, closed-loop ecosystems, radiation shielding, long-term logistics, psychological fortitude, and generational planning, are the exact same demands the rest of the solar system will impose even more harshly. If humanity cannot sustain itself on Mars, it cannot sustain itself anywhere else. Unlike the Moon, Mars offers duration, a year, seasons, a day length close enough to Earth that our circadian rhythms still function. It is a planet where permanent settlement is conceivable rather than symbolic. But Mars is also a world stripped to its failures. Its atmosphere is too thin to shelter life. Its surface is drenched in radiation. Its gravity is weak enough to compromise human health over generations. Early Martian settlements would not be thriving cities. They would be experiments in survival. Living in space involves isolation, confinement, and disrupted circadian rhythms. Mutations favoring stress hormone regulation or neuroplasticity might become common, making future generations more resilient and adaptable. Such changes could help individuals stay mentally sharp and emotionally balanced despite prolonged separation from Earth's familiar stimuli. The interaction of mutation, natural selection, and environmental pressures could lead to diverse human subspecies, each adapted to specific space environments. Some might excel on icy moons with minimal sunlight, developing enhanced dark vision and cold resistance. Others could thrive in thick atmospheres, evolving specialized respiratory or circulatory systems to cope with high pressure or toxic gases. Ultimately, the future of human genetics in space involves profound transformation, not just adaptation. As millennia pass and humans spread across worlds and space stations, the genome would continuously evolve, shaped by environmental forces into astonishing, varied forms. This evolution could result in a new kind of humanity, one that merges biological resilience, sensory mastery, and environmental harmony, or give rise to entirely new branches on the tree of life, each tailored for the infinite universe beyond our blue planet. After 20,000 years in space, humanity's senses and physical traits would undergo profound transformations, shaped by environmental factors, genetic adaptations, and technological enhancements. As humans evolve away from Earth's gravity, atmosphere, and ecosystem, their bodies would gradually rewrite their blueprints to survive and thrive in the stark, unearthly environment. Vision would likely change first. Without Earth's sunlight filtered through atmosphere, humans might develop heightened sensitivity to a broader electromagnetic spectrum. Eyes could evolve to detect not just visible light, but also infrared and ultraviolet wavelengths, essential for perceiving faint star glows or spectral signatures of alien landscapes. Pupils might become larger or more adaptable for low-light vision. The eye's structure could incorporate reflective or multi-layered retinas, similar to deep-sea creatures or nocturnal animals, enabling humans to see in near-total darkness, a necessity without sunlight. The sense of smell would also transform. Earth's rich chemical atmosphere might give way to sterile or obscure environments, reducing olfaction's usefulness in its traditional form. However, as humans adapt to new atmospheres containing unfamiliar gases, their olfactory receptors could become more sensitive to subtle chemical cues, detecting radiation, toxins, or environmental hazards. Some evolutionary pressures might even reduce olfactory capacity if smell becomes less important than other senses for survival. Touch and proprioception would shift dramatically. In microgravity, perceiving weight, balance, and movement would change fundamentally. The sense of proprioception, the body's awareness of its position, would recalibrate. Over time, humans might evolve enhanced vestibular structures within their inner ears, better sensing orientation and maintaining balance in a gravityless environment. Skin sensitivity might also improve, allowing detection of minute pressure or temperature variations, aiding navigation across space stations, asteroids, or alien terrains. Hearing might become less vital if communication shifts toward technological means like neural interfaces or telepathy. If natural sound detection remains necessary, the human ear could adapt to detect vibrations through a thinner, more sensitive inner membrane, broadening frequency range, especially in environments with limited traditional sound transmission. Physical traits would also undergo significant shifts, driven by space or extraterrestrial living conditions. Bones, for example, would become less dense over generations without gravity, leading to taller, more elongated bodies with lighter, more fragile bones. Less energy required for movement in low gravity, but more prone to fractures if returned to Earth. Muscular development would diminish since fewer muscles would be needed for supporting weight or lifting in microgravity. Instead, muscles might focus on core stability and fine motor control. Humans could develop more dexterous hands, longer fingers, and flexible joints, facilitating complex interactions with technology or alien environments. The skin could evolve to tolerate wider temperature ranges and radiation. As humans venture into space or onto planets with harsh atmospheres, their outer coverings might become thicker or more resistant, possibly developing natural armor resembling insect exoskeletons or tough reptilian skin. Biotechnology could assist, with gene modifications producing protective compounds or rapidly regenerating tissue after radiation exposure. respiratory and circulatory systems might also adapt. With exposure to different gases and particles, humans could develop more efficient filtering of toxins or utilization of alternative gases. Circulatory systems could change to support longer microgravity periods or different gravitational conditions, preventing issues like fluid pooling in the brain or extremities. These physical and sensory adaptations would be complemented by technological advancements. Neural interfaces might extend or augment senses, allowing direct perception of data streams, subtle environmental cues, or thoughts. Eyes could be replaced or supplemented with bioengineered sensors, and skin embedded with nanotechnology could detect chemicals or radiation, transmitting data directly to the brain. In essence, if humans remain in space for 20,000 years, their bodies would become a mosaic of evolution and human ingenuity, adapted to environments once impossible for Earthbound ancestors. Their senses would be broader and sharper, their bodies leaner and more fragile without Earth's gravity, and their perception of the universe would extend beyond current limits. Every bone, muscle, neuron, and gene would be subtly or dramatically altered to ensure that humanity persists, not just surviving but thriving among the stars. Prolonged space travel could significantly impact human lifespan through biological, psychological, and technological challenges. While exploring distant worlds inspires humanity, spending decades or centuries in space raises questions about how our bodies and minds would adapt, or struggle, to survive in such environments. At a biological level, the absence of Earth's gravity, or even reduced gravity in space habitats, would drastically influence physiology. Gravity on Earth affects bone density and cardiovascular health. Without it, bones would weaken, leading to osteoporosis. Studies of astronauts on the International Space Station show a rapid rate of bone loss, much faster than in aging populations on Earth. Over 20,000 years in low gravity, humans' skeletal systems could diminish significantly, making them prone to fractures and deformities. Muscle atrophy would be another key issue. Without gravity, muscles, especially in the legs and back, waste away. Although astronauts exercise rigorously, preventing complete atrophy over millennia would require sophisticated solutions. Unchecked, muscle loss could impair mobility, limiting basic functions, and potentially reducing lifespan. The cardiovascular system would face similar problems. In microgravity, the heart becomes less robust because it lacks the need to pump blood against gravity. Over time, the heart walls may weaken, and blood circulation could become inefficient. On Earth, physical activity mitigates these effects, but in space habitats, maintaining cardiovascular health over thousands of years would demand breakthroughs in bioengineering or genetic adaptation. Radiation exposure presents another significant threat. Earth's atmosphere and magnetic field shield us from cosmic rays and solar particles. Space lacks these protections. Consequently, humans in space would face increased DNA damage from radiation, elevating risks of cancers, degenerative diseases, and reproductive issues. Over generations, if a population survives long enough to reproduce, natural selection might favour individuals with improved repair mechanisms or radiation resistance, potentially triggering evolutionary shifts. Reproductive health could be profoundly affected as well. Microgravity and radiation might impair embryo development, cause genetic mutations, or hinder fertility. To safeguard future generations' health, developing artificial wombs or gene therapies might become necessary. Extending lifespan in space could depend on these technological interventions. The psychological toll of centuries in space is another critical factor. Isolation, confinement, and the absence of natural stimuli could induce depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline, possibly shortening lifespan. Maintaining social bonds and providing mental health support would be essential, requiring mental health care to evolve well beyond current standards to foster resilience and well-being. Advances in bioengineering and medicine might extend human longevity beyond Earth's limits. Genetic modifications could enhance resistance to radiation, slow aging, and promote tissue regeneration. Nanotechnology could repair cellular damage caused by decades or centuries in space. Artificial organs, stem cell therapies, and personalized pharmaceuticals would all contribute to lifespan extension, enabling humans to withstand the rigors of long-term space habitation. In the distant future, humans might evolve into entirely different beings, physically adapted to space. Natural selection could favor traits such as enhanced radiation resistance, or improved metabolism in microgravity environments. Over tens of thousands of years, distinct subspecies could emerge, each suited to specific habitats, some on distant planets, others in engineered space stations. However, eternal life in space remains uncertain. Cellular damage would continue to accumulate, and catastrophic events, like solar flares or system failures, could impose hard limits on lifespan. Medical innovations might extend life, but probably never infinitely. The reality is that surviving and thriving in the dark void for 20,000 years or more would require ongoing adaptation, resilience, and revolutionary scientific advances. In conclusion, living in space long-term would demand a relentless commitment to innovation, adaptation, and human resilience. The integration of technological breakthroughs, genetic engineering, and psychological support would be vital in overcoming the profound challenges posed by extended space travel. While human longevity might be significantly extended, realizing truly indefinite life would likely remain an elusive goal, constrained by biological limits, unpredictable dangers, and the inherent complexities of human nature and evolution. The journey to survive, and perhaps thrive, in the vast expanse of space would be defined by our ability to continually push the boundaries of what it means to be human, embracing change and resilience at every stage. Space's vast and alien environment tests our physical resilience and may lead to the emergence of new human diseases and health conditions over millennia. Beyond immediate dangers such as radiation, microgravity, and vacuum exposure, space conditions could skillfully drive biological changes, leading to unpredictable health effects. In microgravity, human physiology undergoes dramatic shifts. Fluid redistribution causes facial puffiness, nasal congestion, and increased intracranial pressure, symptoms seen on long missions. Over 20,000 years, these effects could become permanent, potentially resulting in altered brain function, ocular problems like papilledema, or visual distortions. Such neurovisual changes might develop into space-specific neuroophthalmic syndromes. Microgravity also causes muscle atrophy and bone demineralization, weakening muscles and reducing bone density. Over extended periods, humans might adapt with denser, more fracture-resistant bones or muscles functioning in low gravity. Conversely, failure to adapt could produce brittle bones, osteoporosis-like conditions, or muscle failure. These changes could give rise to novel musculoskeletal diseases, demanding innovative treatments beyond current capabilities, potentially triggering immune responses or chronic pain syndromes. The immune system, highly tuned to Earth's environment, becomes vulnerable in space. Microgravity suppresses some immune functions, raising infection risks. Long-term habitation might cause immune dysregulation, resulting in hyperreactivity or deficiency. These shifts could lead to novel autoimmune disorders or susceptibility to previously harmless pathogens. The microbiome, comprising trillions of microorganisms, may co-evolve with space conditions, producing new strains that are pathogenic or beneficial, potentially causing unique diseases or immune responses. Radiation outside Earth's magnetic shield drastically increases health risks. Ionizing radiation damages DNA, raising mutation rates. Over generations, this might lead to higher cancer rates, genetic defects, or systemic diseases. Radiation-induced mutations could generate diseases unknown today, fundamentally altering biology or increasing vulnerability to neurodegenerative or immunological disorders. The cumulative exposure might also give rise to heritable health conditions, impacting future human biology. Neurodegeneration poses another concern. Microgravity impacts cerebrospinal fluid flow and neural connectivity. Long-term neural plasticity might enhance cognition or cause maladaptive brain changes, leading to neurodegenerative diseases resembling dementia or Parkinson's but with novel features. Structural brain shifts or neurotransmitter alterations could create entirely new neuropsychiatric conditions. Neural adaptations might produce cognitive disorders involving altered consciousness or perception, reshaping our understanding of cognition in space. Psychological stresses, loneliness, confinement, and isolation could trigger new mental health conditions. Chronic space-specific pressures might cause anxiety, depression, or psychosis, intensified by habitat monotony, social unfamiliarity, and remoteness. Over millennia, these conditions could become endemic, evolving into unique psychiatric syndromes driven by space-related stressors, potentially involving altered neurochemistry and social behaviors. These mental health challenges would require innovative therapies, host-microbe interactions will likely shift in long-term space habitats. Co-evolution may cause immune responses unlike those on Earth, producing hypersensitivity or tolerance. New infectious agents tailored to space conditions might emerge, or opportunistic pathogens could exploit vulnerabilities, leading to unfamiliar diseases. Human genetic and biological plasticity might mean resilience to some pathogens, but increased susceptibility to others, creating a dynamic landscape of disease resistance and vulnerability in space. Genetic engineering aimed at space adaptation, such as enhancing radiation tolerance or bone strength, raises profound concerns. Artificial modifications could inadvertently alter immune responses or create new health vulnerabilities. These interventions might predispose humans to specific diseases or cause unforeseen physiological side effects, transforming humans into complex, mutable, biological systems susceptible to future diseases evolving from these modifications. Our biology, shaped by millions of years of terrestrial evolution, will increasingly diverge in space, making every new health risk unpredictable. The environment and proactive adaptations could produce entirely new disease spectra, driven by environmental exposure and biological evolution. The boundary of what it means to be human will be pushed further as our bodies and their maladies evolve in ways we are only beginning to understand. Space health remains an uncharted dynamic frontier, an ongoing story of survival, adaptation, and unforeseen biological innovation. Total words, 659. As humanity ventures further into the cosmos, the role of technological enhancements will become a cornerstone of our evolution, fundamentally transforming what it means to be human. In the vast emptiness of space, biological limitations that once kept us tethered to Earth's environment will no longer dictate our capabilities. Instead, advanced technology will serve as the bridge to a new form of existence, one where evolution is guided not just by natural processes, but also by deliberate modification and improvement. Imagine a future where genetic engineering is refined to the point that humans can adapt to the harshest of environments, be it the sulfuric acid clouds of Venus, the icy wastelands of Europa, or even the vacuum of deep space. Through precise editing of our DNA, we could develop enhanced lungs capable of processing different atmospheric compositions, or skin that resists radiation and extreme temperatures. These enhancements wouldn't just be survival tools, they would redefine human biology itself, allowing us to thrive in ecosystems tailored to our needs, rather than adapting passively to Earth's conditions. But it goes beyond simply surviving. Technological enhancements would dramatically amplify our cognitive and sensory abilities. Neural interfaces could foster a symbiotic relationship between the human brain and external devices, creating a collective intelligence that surpasses what any single mind could achieve. Imagine mind-to-mind communication without speech, the instantaneous sharing of knowledge and experience across vast distances. This interconnected consciousness would not only accelerate learning but also foster empathy and understanding among disparate crews and colonies scattered across the solar system and beyond. Sensory augmentation would awaken perceptions previously thought impossible. Humans might develop the capacity to see ultraviolet or infrared light, perceive magnetic fields, or detect subspace signals. Such enhancements would turn the universe into a vast sensory playground, allowing us to perceive phenomena that are invisible to unmodified humans. These technological augmentations could also include sensory feedback linked directly to our nervous system, providing an immersive experience when exploring alien worlds or interacting with advanced machines. Bioengineering combined with technological interfaces could also alleviate the constraints of aging and disease. In space, where medical care is limited and health risks are amplified, humans might benefit from nanobots that repair tissues at the cellular level, or synthetic organs designed for longevity and resilience. This would drastically extend lifespans, making it possible to spend centuries exploring the universe without succumbing to the wear and tear that limits biological life on Earth. The idea of death, once seen as inevitable, could evolve into a choice, perhaps even a fallback option, rather than an uncompromising endpoint. Augmentation would inevitably redefine human identity and consciousness. The line between human and machine could blur to the point where individuals voluntarily merge with artificial intelligence, creating hybrid entities. Such consciousness upgrades might embed us deeper into digital realms, virtual worlds, and synthetic environments, expanding our perception and experience beyond the physical universe. We could develop entirely new modes of existence, exploring not just space but alternate dimensions of thought and reality. The integration of technology in human evolution wouldn't be limited to individual enhancements, but would extend to collective systems. Extraordinarily advanced networking techniques could link entire populations in real time, creating a hive mind or a highly interconnected society that functions as a singular entity. Such collective consciousness could facilitate cooperation on a galactic scale, making the management of vast colonies and infrastructure more efficient and harmonious. However, these advancements would also bring unprecedented ethical challenges. Who controls the technology that reshapes humanity? How do we ensure that enhancements are accessible and not the domain of a privileged few? What happens to individuality and free will when enhancements can be standardized or shared across populations? The future of human evolution in space will likely be a delicate dance between technological possibility and ethical restraint, an ongoing negotiation about what it truly means to be human. Ultimately, technological enhancements will serve as both tools and catalysts for our continued evolution. As we mold our bodies, minds, and societies with technology, the human species could transform into something unrecognizable, an adaptable, resilient, and perhaps even immortal entity that continues to push the boundaries of existence. In the silent darkness of space, these enhancements will act as the extension of our will, propelling us towards horizons forever beyond our original origins on Earth. After 20,000 years adrift among the silent stars, humanity's societal structures would likely be unrecognizable to us today, woven into complex, dynamic networks that reflect not just survival, but an evolution of consciousness, culture, and purpose. The vast emptiness of space, with its endless horizons and unfamiliar environments, would shape human communities into adaptable, resilient, and deeply interconnected entities, transcending traditional notions of nation-states, families, and social classes. In the early days of space colonization, societies might have operated under principles of exploration and resource sharing. As colonies spread across planets, asteroid belts, and distant moons, cooperation would become ingrained in human life. Planetary governments or collective councils, perhaps in the form of corporate federations, would emerge, each adapted to local challenges but interconnected through a web of interstellar communication and trade. These networks would resemble the neural pathways of a sentient organism, with information flowing instantaneously or near instantaneously across light years, fostering unprecedented consensus and coordination. Over generations, social organization would probably shift from hierarchical to decentralized fluid structures. Traditional authority might give way to collective intelligence, conscious communities, where decisions are made via advanced AI systems that synthesize individual perspectives and desires. These AI overseers would not rule but serve as hubs, fostering harmony among diverse populations while optimizing resource distribution, health, and technological progress. Leadership might become a collective digital mosaic, continuously adapting and evolving. Privacy and individual identity would also change dramatically. With bioengineering and cybernetic enhancements commonplace, humans might modify consciousness, sharing thoughts directly or blending personal identities into a collective consciousness when needed. The concept of self could become fluid, capable of switching between solitude and collective experience at will. Societies could organize into overlapping, fluid networks rather than fixed communities, people moving seamlessly between groups depending on interests, projects, or personal aspirations. In this world, work and play would be redefined. Traditional careers might give way to collective ventures driven by shared purpose and innovation. Some individuals could dedicate extended lives to science, art, or spiritual exploration, while others might serve as connectors, facilitating interstellar diplomacy or bridging communities. The pursuit of knowledge and understanding would be fundamental, humans constantly expanding beyond biological and cultural roots, seeking new realms of experience and insight. Religion, philosophy, and existential reflection would evolve, rooted in the understanding that humans are not bound to a planet's history, but are cosmic explorers with limitless potential. Spirituality might focus on the universe's awe, the interconnectedness of sentient life, and humanity's ongoing story among the stars. Ethical frameworks would guide bioengineering and consciousness manipulation, ensuring progress respects individual autonomy and collective well-being. Economies would shift toward resource exchange, knowledge sharing, and collective ownership. Many material needs could be met through advanced manufacturing, making scarcity-driven systems obsolete. Focus would move toward innovation, art, and philosophy. Money could become irrelevant, replaced by reputation or achievement-based recognition, where individuals gain influence through contributions to collective well-being. Cultural diversity would flourish, carried across the cosmos in a rich tapestry of languages, philosophies, and artistic traditions. Humanity would be a boundless mosaic of individuals, interconnected through shared experiences yet free to craft unique identities. Art, music, and storytelling would become collective endeavours, evolving dialogues that bridge civilizations, blending human creativity with artificial intelligence and possibly non-human intelligences encountered in space. Perhaps most profound would be the purpose guiding such societies. Humanity's mission would transcend mere survival. It would involve understanding the universe, connecting with other life forms, and nurturing cosmic consciousness. Each person might see themselves as a vital thread in a vast living tapestry, embodying exploration, compassion, and growth. Humanity would be both star travelers and cosmic philosophers, forever seeking and discovering the depths of their potential within the infinite cosmos. In this future, human societies would be highly adaptable, interconnected, and driven by curiosity, emphasizing collective progress, cultural diversity, ethical responsibility, and spiritual expansion. The pursuit of knowledge and connection would define humanity's place among the stars, shaping a civilization that values exploration, unity, and perpetual growth. The cosmos would become a shared home, a living organism of human and non-human minds, forever expanding the limits of consciousness and experience. As humanity extends its reach into space, new cultural practices will emerge, woven into life among the stars. Long after technological innovations and biological adaptations, traditions will carve out their space in the cosmos, inspired by the challenges and opportunities of extraterrestrial living, unbound by Earth's customs. One major shift will be in how societies perceive time and aging. Without Earth's gravity and circadian rhythms, aging may become more varied and personal. Space colonies might celebrate chronal milestones, marking not just years but periods of adaptation or achievements, recognizing resilience against cosmic radiation, mastery over genetic modifications, or overcoming psychological hurdles of alien environments. Rituals could honor transformations of body and mind, celebrating resilience and personal growth. Travel and exploration will become central to space cultures, fostering storytelling traditions centered around discoveries and encounters. Space travelers, whether pioneering planets or exploring asteroids, will craft legends, passed down through generations, shaping identity and community bonds. These stories could evolve into coded rituals commemorating missions, much like indigenous stories on Earth, infused with a cosmic adventure spirit. Art and aesthetics will transform under space's environment. Visual art may evolve into dynamic, interactive forms, perhaps holographic murals shifting in real time, displaying stories or history. Music might incorporate cosmic sounds, radiation waves, pulsar signals, engine hums, creating symphonies connecting humans with the universe's frequencies. Dance and performance could involve gravity manipulation, allowing performers to float and soar, reflecting the endless expanse. Beauty might be defined by harmony with cosmic surroundings, blending technology and art to produce immersive, transcendent experiences. Religious and spiritual practices will evolve, possibly taking on new forms to reconcile human traditions with space's vastness. Humans might develop worship centered around celestial phenomena, pulsars, black holes, space-time fabric. Rituals could involve meditations tuned to cosmic waves, seeking communion or enlightenment through understanding physics. Space-based faiths might emphasize unity with the cosmos, promoting a universal spirituality transcending earthly divisions, fostering shared purpose among diverse populations across planets. Family and kinship structures could also change, extending beyond Earth's traditional model. Multi-generational ships and orbital habitats may become hubs, where lineage and legacy are preserved across centuries. Virtual and augmented reality could facilitate bonds with ancestors or cultural traditions, connecting distant relatives through shared rituals and histories. Genetic and cybernetic enhancements might influence notions of kinship, families passing down biological traits, digital memories, and cultural knowledge, creating layered heritage across space and time. Education and collective memory will evolve with a new dimension. space civilizations might develop elaborate rites of passage and immersive learning rituals spanning generations. Schools could be holographic, where students explore principles of the universe as part of their curricula, fostering unending curiosity. Storytelling as a cultural practice will reinforce bonds through shared narratives of survival, discovery, and wonder, preserving societal continuity. Celebrations, festivals, and holidays rooted in cosmic phenomena will also develop. Perhaps a cosmic renewal day, honouring first colonization of new worlds, marked by scientific achievements and prayers for harmony. Or a light festival, synchronized with celestial events like planetary alignments or supernovae, where communities reflect on their cosmic place and renew their collective vision for the future. These festivals will serve as moments of reflection, unity, and hope. Certain traditions will emphasize interconnectedness, acknowledging that, regardless of how far humanity travels, we are part of a larger cosmic web. Shared spaces decorated with symbols of stars and galaxies might become sacred sites where stories are told, music played, memories woven into space society. These symbols will act as anchors to shared identity across distant populations, uniting people through collective remembrance. As civilizations beyond Earth grow, their art, rituals, and societal practices will be deeply intertwined with their environments, challenges, and ambitions. These traditions will preserve human creativity and spirit while shaping new identities, vast and limitless, like the universe itself. Embracing the unknown, humanity will forge rituals celebrating exploration, resilience, unity, and wonder. These practices will ensure that, even across millions of miles and millennia, human culture persists among the stars, thriving in new forms. In this cosmic dance, cultural practices will adapt and flourish, embodying humanity's drive to connect, explore, and find meaning. Technologies will enhance rituals, holography, sound manipulation, virtual and augmented realities, blending seamlessly with tradition. Cosmic phenomena will serve as focal points for ceremonies and storytelling, anchoring cultures to the universe's grand tapestry. New ways of perceiving time, aging, art, spirituality, kinship, and learning will emerge, shaped by space environment, vastness, and challenges. These innovations will nurture a resilient, inventive humanity that celebrates the cosmos, not only scientifically, but culturally as well. As spaceships traverse stars and colonies become homes, these evolving traditions will shape new identities, fostering a profound sense of belonging across galaxies. Humanity's future among the stars will be marked by rich, diverse, and evolving cultural practices, testaments to resilience, curiosity, and unity. These practices will bind communities, celebrate discoveries, and honor our shared journey into the universe's depths. They will be as vast as the cosmos they inhabit, ensuring that the human spirit continues to thrive, adapt, and inspire among the infinite stars. As humanity spreads across space, creating new homes on distant planets and moons, language will undergo remarkable transformations. Thousands of years from now, in radically different environments, words, expressions, and communication methods will evolve in subtle and profound ways. Initially, the basics, sounds, gestures, symbols, will adapt to new surroundings. Planets with thicker atmospheres or unusual gravity may cause shifts in vocal patterns or physical gestures for efficiency. For example, in thinner atmospheres, humans might develop deeper voices to project across distances, or nonverbal cues like gestures and holographic displays could dominate. In environments with radiation or temperature extremes, visual signals, bright patterns or color changes, may replace sound, which can be disrupted. Over generations, dialects and languages will diverge more dramatically than on Earth, where islands and mountains foster isolated speech communities. Space communities on different planets and stations may become like linguistic islands, developing unique vocabularies and grammatical structures. Without constant interaction, words for objects, concepts, or social roles could drift apart. A word like mother in one settlement might become entirely different elsewhere, influenced by local culture, environment, or native fauna. Some terms might be replaced by new references for spacecraft, alien foods, or phenomena, replacing older Earth-based terms. Advanced cybernetic enhancements and artificial intelligence will influence language. Neural interfaces enabling direct thought-to-thought communication could give rise to mental language. transmitted via neural linkages. This mode might become so instantaneous and nuanced that spoken or written language becomes redundant, taking on a poetic or symbolic role. Conversations could flow seamlessly as thoughts connect, with language focusing more on aesthetics, metaphors, and shared mental images rather than rigid syntax. Artificial and machine intelligence will also shape linguistic evolution. As humans collaborate with AI, hybrid languages may develop, blending human vernacular with machine code, technical jargon, and command-like structures. These could be highly efficient, designed for precise complex concepts, but alien to Earth-based roots. Over time, such dialects might diverge into entirely new forms of communication, mixing organic and synthetic elements, a lingua franca for multi-species and hybrid societies. Cultural norms and societal values will also influence language. As humans adapt to space habitats emphasizing cooperation, resilience, and survival, their lexicon may focus on shared purpose, collective identity, and harmony with alien environments. Words embodying effort, resource sharing, or ecological balance could become central. New idioms and metaphors might emerge from encounters with extraterrestrial life or ecosystems. Phrases like dancing with stellar winds or blooming in a dying star's shadow, capturing cosmic experiences. The concept of identity may shift as well. Merging with cybernetic parts or AI consciousness could blur individual and collective identities, leading language to reflect shared consciousness and memories. Stories and histories might be transmitted directly through neural links, bypassing spoken recounting. Memories and histories could become collective, transcending words into shared mental repositories, an echoing tapestry of experiences rather than traditional narratives. Moreover, language evolution will influence human perception and thought. Language shapes cognition. If new structures favour certain concepts, like multidimensionality, nonlinear time, or alien perceptions, human understanding may transform. Some may develop entirely new ways to perceive the universe, feeling what was once intangible, perceiving what was once invisible, pondering questions rooted in new linguistic frameworks. All these changes, diverging dialects, new modes of communication, hybrid human-AI languages, and shifts in perception, will form a vibrant tapestry of adaptation. Language will no longer be static. It will be a living reflection of humanity's journey through space, echoing ingenuity, resilience, and ceaseless curiosity about our cosmos. It will be a dynamic, evolving force, continually reshaped by the environments we inhabit, the technologies we craft, and the societies we build. As humans venture further into the universe, language will serve as both a tool and a symbol of our enduring ability to adapt and connect, transcending earthbound origins to become a uniquely cosmic phenomenon. The very way we communicate, think, and understand will be forever changed by the vastness and diversity of the universe we now call home. As humanity ventures deeper into space and evolves over tens of thousands of years among the stars, the concepts of religion and spirituality are poised for profound transformations. The vastness of space, shifting human consciousness, and advanced technologies will reshape how future generations perceive their place in the universe and their connection to something greater. Imagine a future where humans are no longer confined to Earth, with origins stretching back millennia in spacefaring history. Traditional religious frameworks, built on mythologies, sacred texts, and physical places of worship, might expand, adapt, or hybridize with new spiritual paradigms rooted in the cosmic experience. Belief systems could evolve to interpret the universe itself as divine or as a reflection of a universal consciousness, blurring lines between religion, philosophy, and science. The idea of a creator might shift from a personal deity to an all-encompassing cosmic force intertwined with space-time. This could inspire new forms of spirituality grounded in cosmic awe, where exploration and discovery become sacred acts. Humanity's collective quest to understand the universe might replace traditional rituals, fostering devotion to knowledge, harmony, and interconnectedness across galaxies. Pilgrimages could become journeys between worlds, sacred sites shifting from earthly temples to celestial phenomena, or artificial sanctuaries orbiting stars. Rituals might incorporate advanced tech, holoprojectors, neural interfaces, bioengineered relics that enable transcendental experiences or communion with cosmic entities in previously impossible ways. Some individuals may develop more personalized, decentralized spiritual practices, As cybernetic enhancements and neural augmentations blend physical and mental realities, internal experiences could become central to spirituality. Consciousness integrated with AI or neural networks might access shared spiritual realms, digital or biosynthetically created spaces where minds connect across distances. Such immersive environments could serve as new temples, facilitating collective meditation, cosmic synchronization, or virtual rituals that foster unity and transcendence. Religious institutions' roles could shift dramatically. Hierarchies might give way to fluid, decentralized communities focused on shared spiritual principles or collective quests for meaning. Leaders could become guides for navigating inner consciousness as much as outer exploration, helping individuals interpret experiences amid technological complexity. Entire belief systems might synthesize scientific understanding with spiritual wisdom, emphasizing harmony between technological progress and natural law. These new faiths might elevate human consciousness to perceive its interconnectedness with the universe, promote ecological sustainability across worlds, and nurture moral responsibility toward all sentient life. Yet, not all change would be harmonious. Divergent views on spiritual truth could cause conflicts, echoing past struggles, but on an interstellar scale. As human reach extends into space, belief systems could fragment into numerous religions, each adapted to specific environments or technological cultures. Some might see the divine as inherent in the universe, others in mastery of technology or the evolution of consciousness. These differences could spark debates on free will, morality, and purpose, challenges that could mirror ancient conflicts but intensified across civilizations and planets. Encounters with alien intelligences could catalyze new spiritual dialogues or syncretic systems. Humanity's spiritual horizon might expand to include not just other humans, but entirely unknown forms of life and consciousness. Such encounters could challenge and deepen understanding of spirituality, prompting new interpretations and beliefs when faced with unfamiliar ways of being and perceiving. In a future where humans are generations removed from Earth, the core of spirituality may lie in seeking unity, within oneself, among other sentient beings, and with the cosmos. Whether through reimagined ancient traditions or entirely new paths born of technological symbiosis, the fundamental human drive to seek meaning, connection, and transcendence will persist. Emotions once centered on divine in nature or community will find expression in the interconnected web of stars and minds. Humanity's spiritual evolution will be integral to its journey through space, alongside biological and technological growth. In the grand tapestry of human expansion into space, belief systems will not just adapt, they will be remade, redefined, and perhaps go beyond traditional notions. The universe could serve not just as the setting for survival and discovery, but as a canvas for spiritual truths, guiding humanity's endless exploration with divine wonder and interconnectedness. The cosmos may become a divine realm, inspiring new ways to comprehend existence and our place within the vast interconnected fabric of reality, forever shaping spiritual understanding in this new era of cosmic exploration. Centuries or even millennia from now, as humanity has spread across countless worlds and adapted to environments once thought inhospitable, our societal frameworks could look fundamentally different from today. Imagine vast networks of interplanetary colonies, each with its own culture, governance style, and norms, interconnected through alien roads of communication and travel. The debate over hierarchy and governance, long centered on Earth, might take on entirely new forms when territory, resources, and social cohesion extend beyond planets. Traditional hierarchical systems, kings, presidents, emperors, or dictators, may give way to more fluid, decentralized arrangements. As humans and cyborg augmentations become more intertwined, individuals could gain unprecedented agency and self-governance. Communities might operate as autonomous units, governed by consensus mechanisms facilitated through neural integration or advanced AI mediators. These impartial AI systems could mediate conflicts, allocate resources efficiently, and enforce norms, reducing the need for enforcement agencies. Governance might become highly localized, tailored to specific environments, underground on icy moons, floating in ocean worlds, or within artificial habitats. Each community could develop unique social codes, interconnected via federated networks to share ideas, resources, and policies. Such networks might operate under collective intelligence, an emergent consciousness that coordinates across vast distances, balancing individual freedoms with collective responsibilities. This could foster a sense of global or multi-species unity, where governance is less about control and more about coordination and mutual support. Social hierarchies might shift dramatically. With biological and cybernetic enhancements empowering individuals, traditional markers of status, strength, wealth may become less significant. Instead, social capital could hinge on knowledge, adaptability, and technological proficiency. Those who master complex systems, seamlessly integrate with AI, or pioneer innovations might gain influence and respect, not through coercion, but through expertise. Hierarchies could become more meritocratic, fluid, based on roles rather than inherited titles or force. A future society might also embrace egalitarianism, reinforced by shared struggles and collective effort. Facing space challenges like radiation, resource scarcity, and mental health issues could foster collaboration and trust. Leadership might be more transactional or task-specific, revolving around experts and delegations rather than traditional power structures. The idea of leadership could evolve into stewardship, guiding communities out of duty and expertise rather than dominance. Resistance to change and human craving for hierarchy may still find outlets. Subcultures or factions might emerge, advocating for autonomy, tradition, or rebellion against central control. Power dynamics would persist but expressed differently. Through digital enclaves, augmented individuals wielding information control, or cyber factions seeking influence. These groups might operate covertly or openly, constantly reshaping social landscapes. Distributed governance models could rise, where decision-making is shared across millions of nodes, individuals, AI, or collective entities participating in real-time deliberations. Resource allocation, exploration, cultural norms could emerge from algorithms designed to optimize community well-being. Such systems might resemble hive minds or superintelligent networks, weighing countless inputs to allow rapid adaptation and resilience. An entirely new societal organization could develop, transcending linear notions of hierarchy. Societies might have fluid identities and shifting allegiances based on shared goals or beliefs. Governance could be rooted in evolving digital citizenship, with people aligning with different communities depending on interests, projects, or affiliations rather than fixed national identities. This could produce mosaic-like societies, constellations of overlapping loyalties that adapt dynamically as humanity's aspirations evolve. At the core of these transformations lies the interplay between technological augmentation and human consciousness. Enhanced cognition, collective intelligence, and neural links could foster empathy and understanding beyond current limits, leading to more integrated societal structures. Yet, a tension would persist between freedom and order, individual rights and collective responsibilities, tradition and innovation. How that tension resolves will shape future civilizations. Ultimately, the evolution of social hierarchies and governance after 20,000 years in space might resemble a dance between decentralization and specialization, fluidity and stability. It could pioneer more equitable, adaptive, and resilient ways of organizing society, better suited to navigating the sprawling, diverse, and alien landscape of human space civilization. Throughout it all, human nature's core, our desire to belong, lead, and innovate, will continue to shape emerging structures, just as it has on Earth, but on a grander scale. As humanity spreads across countless worlds, the nature of conflict may evolve dramatically, but the roots of discord could still persist, subtly transformed by space, technology, and consciousness. The vast emptiness between planets might impose physical and logistical barriers that make traditional conflicts less feasible, but that doesn't mean disagreements would vanish. Instead, they would adapt, shaped by the unique challenges of a multiplanetary civilization. In a distant future connected via bioengineered minds, cybernetic enhancements, and virtual realities, conflicts may shift from physical battles to disputes of perception, data, and influence. Control over information could become as vital as physical resources once were. Entire wars might unfold within digital arenas, where factions engage in information warfare, hacking neural interfaces, manipulating perceptions, or infiltrating neural networks to sway decisions. These conflicts could be intense and consequential, fought in the fragile landscapes of mind and data. Physical conflict would never fully disappear. On some worlds, resources, such as minerals, water, or habitable land, are finite and coveted. As colonies grow, tensions could escalate into disputes over survival, identity, or sovereignty. Space might foster a different hostility, more strategic and long-term, fought through cyber espionage, economic manipulation, or sabotage, rather than outright violence. Governments or factions might influence each other covertly, avoiding military confrontations and instead meddling from afar. In a universe where genetic engineering is commonplace, conflicts could revolve around questions of identity, ownership, and ethics. Who has the right to modify or control what was once sacred? Disagreements over human modifications or evolutionary directions might spark cultural or philosophical clashes across colonies. Debates over the pursuit of perfection, enhanced intelligence, or immortality could become new frontiers of conflict, some factions pushing for advancements, others resisting as unnatural or dangerous. The societal fabric of spacefaring humanity could also give rise to new divisions, based on methods of adaptation or cybernetic integration. Some might embrace transhumanist ideals, merging with machines for enhanced abilities, while others prefer a natural evolutionary path. These differences could foster ideological conflicts, creating factions that see each other as threats or enemies. The very definition of humanity might be contested, provoking debates and conflicts rooted in culture and technology alike. Despite such sources of conflict, the vastness of space and the need for cooperation might reduce violence and promote diplomacy. The enormous distances involved make immediate confrontation impractical, encouraging negotiation and virtual dialogue. Humanity could develop sophisticated conflict resolution systems integrated into space societies, a form of cosmic diplomacy designed to preserve peace across light years. Religious and philosophical differences could continue to shape conflicts, just as they have on Earth, but on larger, more complex scales. Different colonies, formed under varying environments and cultural influences, could develop diverging views on consciousness, existence, and the divine. These tensions might persist across generations, influencing social norms and legal systems on multiple worlds. The darker side of technological advancements might spawn new conflicts over power and control. Rogue AI, bioengineered armies, or autonomous war machines could threaten populations, and humanity's reach into the cosmos invites dark temptations of dominance and corruption. Conflicts might shift from physical combat to struggles over control of consciousness, data, and systems, fighting in cyberspace and in the fabric of reality, often in shadows. Yet within this complex tapestry lies hope. The diversity, resilience, and intelligence driving human innovation could foster understanding and reconciliation. Surviving among the stars might teach humanity the importance of empathy, cooperation, and shared purpose as tools against division. The stars could ignite conflicts, but also serve as a crucible for peace, where the very challenges faced forge new bonds and understanding. Over 20,000 years in space, conflicts would persist. They could evolve, escalate, or transform, but they would also act as catalysts for growth, pushing humanity toward new realms of cooperation and innovation. Conflict, in any form, remains intertwined with the human condition, perhaps now extending beyond Earth, woven into the very narrative of our cosmic journey. It is in this ongoing struggle that humanity's future may be defined, shaping a universe where peace and discord continuously interplay, each driving progress forward. Humanity has transcended Earth, establishing thriving colonies across distant planets, moons, and asteroid belts. To sustain this presence for 20,000 years, advanced technologies would be essential, technologies that enable humans to flourish amid the cosmic vastness. The backbone of this future would be self-sufficient life support systems. Closed-loop ecological systems would recycle water and air with remarkable efficiency, mimicking Earth's delicate balance. These systems would use advanced bioreactors, microbial communities, and genetically engineered plants optimized for extraterrestrial environments. Algae and mosses might produce oxygen, purify waste, and serve as nutritional sources, forming seamless ecosystems. Such systems would eliminate dependence on resupply missions, making colonies self-sustaining with continuously recycled resources. Energy generation and storage would be crucial. Solar arrays spanning kilometers could harness space's abundant sunlight, powering habitats, machinery, and spacecraft. To ensure resilience during cosmic storms or low sunlight periods, Advanced energy storage solutions like high-capacity batteries or nuclear fusion reactors could be employed. Fusion, once distant, might become mature, providing nearly limitless clean power for life support, manufacturing and exploration. This sustainable energy infrastructure would make interstellar colonization feasible over millennia. Propulsion technology would evolve beyond current imagination. Nuclear thermal and fusion engines could enable faster, more efficient travel across vast distances. These innovations would reduce travel times to new worlds or resource-rich regions like the Kuiper Belt or Oort Cloud. Materials science would be vital to withstand extreme conditions, ensuring safe and rapid transportation across space. To maintain health over tens of thousands of years, medical technology would undergo radical transformation. Bioengineering and regenerative medicine could heal wounds instantly, repair tissue damage, and reverse aging. Cryogenic preservation might allow humans to pause during long voyages or inactivity, awakening when needed. AI-empowered robots would perform diagnostics, treatments, and health monitoring, keeping humans in peak condition regardless of their location. Genetic technologies would be central for adaptation. Gene editing tools like CRISPR could enhance resilience against radiation, microgravity, and space hazards. Humans could evolve traits suited for specific environments, leading to a diverse range of forms adapted for alien worlds. These genetic modifications would optimize humans for their particular surroundings, fostering biological evolution aligned with new planetary conditions. Artificial intelligence and quantum computing would underpin nearly every aspect of life. Hyper-powerful quantum processors could manage entire ecosystems, optimize resource distribution, and predict environmental changes before they happen. AI companions, empathetic and personalized, would support mental well-being, providing companionship, guidance, and assisting decision-making. As AI advances, it would become an integral part of society, blurring lines between organic and synthetic consciousness. Nanotechnology would revolutionize manufacturing and repair. Swarms of nanobots could build habitats from raw materials, repair infrastructure at the atomic level, or enhance humans with new capabilities. Imagine nanobots healing wounds instantly, reinforcing bones, or augmenting senses, making humans more resilient and capable. They could also harvest cosmic dust, convert it into usable materials, or repair environmental damage, ensuring sustainability amid space's chaos. Interstellar communication would rely on quantum entanglement or other yet-to-be-invented faster-than-light methods. Instant communication would connect distant colonies, enabling real-time decision-making and cultural exchange across thousands of light years. This connectivity would promote a unified human presence, fostering shared culture, traditions, philosophies, and artistic expressions born from the cosmic perspective. Decentralized governance systems empowered by blockchain-like technologies would foster transparent, resilient societies. Secure, autonomous digital platforms would enable collective decision-making, ensuring harmony in habitats separated by immense distances. Social norms, laws, and resource management would adapt dynamically to changing needs, reflecting evolving values across interstellar communities. As humans encounter new challenges, unknown diseases, cosmic phenomena, resource shortages, adaptive technologies like machine learning and predictive models would be crucial. These systems would analyze vast environmental data, suggesting optimal responses in real time, keeping populations safe and thriving across the stars. In this future, technology becomes an extension of ourselves, a symbiotic relationship blending biology and machine, organic and synthetic. Humanity's innate spirit of exploration and innovation would drive continuous evolution, transforming not only bodies and minds, but also societal structures and cultures. The journey spanning 20,000 years isn't just about survival, it's about mastering the infinite possibilities of the cosmos. Fueled by technology, the impossible becomes inevitable, shaping a future where humanity's destiny among the stars is vibrant, resilient, and limitless. As humanity explores further into space, spacecraft and habitat designs will evolve to mirror our biological and cultural growth. These structures will become living entities, extensions of ourselves, built to withstand the harshness of space over millennia. Next-generation ships may feature hulls made of self-healing, adaptive materials that respond instantly to impacts or radiation surges. These materials wouldn't just repair themselves, but could optimize properties like density, flexibility, and reflectivity based on environmental demands. Ships could be cloaked in iridescent surfaces that fluctuate with space conditions, reflecting radiation, dispersing heat, and camouflaging against cosmic threats. Engines would shift from bulky monochrome systems to sleek, energy-efficient modules integrated into the craft, capable of harvesting solar energy or drawing power from phenomena like solar winds or magnetic fields. Inside, habitat designs would prioritize sustainability and adaptability. Instead of static modules, organic semi-living structures could grow and reshape over time. Bioengineered organisms, living walls or microbes, could regulate air, recycle waste, and produce food seamlessly. Walls might be flexible, shifting to create private or communal spaces based on inhabitants' needs. Rooms could transform dynamically, serving as meditation spaces at times or social hubs at others, adapting to human rhythms and activities. To ensure long-term survivability, habitats would incorporate multiple layers of cosmic radiation protection. Strategies might include thick shielding made from regolith, harvested from nearby celestial bodies, or electromagnetic fields generated by superconductors, creating a protective bubble. These shields could also help control environmental variables, filtering radiation, managing heat, and adjusting light exposure to mimic Earth-like cycles, supporting biological rhythms and mental health. Connecting habitats would involve networks of corridors and virtual interfaces that allow seamless movement and communication. Corridors could reconfigure, walls could become transparent screens displaying star maps, data streams, or distant planets' visuals. Entry experiences might become immersive journeys, biometric scans adapting environments to personal preferences, adjusting lighting, sound, or scent to enhance comfort or inspiration. On a larger scale, space stations could evolve into decentralized ecospheres, blending architecture, biology, and technology. These habitats would form interconnected webs across multiple worlds and moons, each tailored to local conditions but united through shared infrastructure and consciousness. Modular components could detach or reattach based on mission goals or resource needs. Autonomous drones or robotic caretakers would tend to plant life, repair structures, and assist experiments, making habitats self-sustaining. Artificial intelligence will play a crucial role. AI-driven habitats would monitor all aspects, from structural integrity and resource levels to psychological health, and adapt in real time. These environments might evolve their aesthetic qualities, cultivating spaces that support creativity and well-being. They might develop unique personalities, offering companionship or insights while reflecting human cultures and histories. Environmental control systems will simulate Earth's natural cycles as closely as possible, despite the universe's vast differences. Artificial gravity could be fine-tuned via centrifugal force, or advanced gravitational field generators might create stable, Earth-like conditions even in hostile environments. Lighting systems would mimic sunrise and sunset, adjusting wavelengths and intensities to preserve circadian rhythms and mental health. Internal adaptation would also extend to human biology and emotion, with habitats becoming symbiotic complexes supporting these needs. Artificial ecosystems, lakes, bioluminescent plant forests, or natural sounds could be orchestrated to evoke familiarity amid the cosmic vastness. Over thousands of years, the boundary between natural and artificial, organic and constructed, would blur. The evolution of spacecraft and habitats will ultimately reflect humanity's core drive to survive, adapt, and thrive wherever we go. They will become living extensions of our bodies and minds, resilient, flexible, capable of transforming alongside our aspirations. These structures will do more than shelter us. They will be canvases of innovation, art, and resilience, embodying our relentless spirit of exploration and hope for a new home among the stars. As humanity ventures farther into space, energy becomes a critical concern. Sustaining colonies in the solar system requires harnessing the universe's abundant, subtle forces, transforming power generation as civilizations expand. Solar energy capture is a promising approach. Earth's solar farms and orbital photovoltaic arrays have demonstrated converting sunlight into electricity. Future space-based solar stations will likely form the backbone of interstellar energy infrastructure. These colossal arrays orbiting stars, asteroids, or moons will gather solar radiation free from atmospheric interference or weather disruptions, providing continuous power. The energy could be transmitted via laser or microwave beams to colonies across planets, moons, or space stations. Sunlight isn't the only energy source. Civilizations exploring distant worlds will utilize exotic energies suited to their environments. Geothermal power could serve colonies on moons like Europa or Enceladus. By drilling into icy crusts where planetary interior heat energizes subsurface oceans, explorers could tap into reliable energy sources. These systems might resemble large, closed-loop reactors akin to Earth's geothermal systems, but more efficient. Nuclear power remains vital, especially with potential advances. Small modular reactors could be deployed across new colonies, delivering steady, high-density energy. Controlled nuclear fusion, mimicking stellar processes, may become mainstream in the future. Fusion reactors, using fuels like deuterium, tritium, or helium-3, mined from lunar or gaseous giant sources, could revolutionize energy storage and distribution. Such power could make distant colonies nearly self-sufficient, reducing dependence on Earth-based supplies. Civilizations might explore extraordinary energy realms. Zero-point energy, based on quantum physics, hints at harnessing vacuum energy pervasive throughout space. While still theoretical and scientifically challenging, breakthroughs might unlock near-infinite power sources surpassing solar or nuclear options. Harnessing cosmic phenomena could also provide energy. Micro-black holes are one possibility. Hawking radiation emitted by tiny black holes could be captured and converted into usable power. Though hypothetical, such concepts suggest future humanity might manipulate space-time to generate energy, pushing the limits of physics and opening new realms of power generation. Even more futuristic is the idea of tapping into dark energy or dark matter, the mysterious mass energy components composing most of the universe. Current understanding is limited, but future discoveries could allow civilizations to extract energy from these elusive sources, delivering immense power and transforming the energy landscape. Energy storage and transmission technologies will evolve alongside generation methods. Beaming energy across cosmic distances might involve quantum entanglement or warp-based transmission, once the stuff of science fiction but increasingly feasible with future advances. Colonies could employ storage units like hypercapacitors, bioengineered energy matrices, or crystalline repositories capable of holding vast power safely over long periods. Ensuring sustainability will be vital for humanity's survival and expansion. As societies adapt to new environments and develop enhanced cognitive and cybernetic abilities, efficient, resilient, and renewable energy systems will underpin their growth. Self-repairing and adaptable infrastructures could expand seamlessly across the solar system, ensuring continuous development and stability. Ultimately, the future energy landscape will likely be a synthesis of multiple technologies: solar, nuclear, quantum, and possibly entirely new phenomena working together to power starfaring civilizations. Humanity's ingenuity may convert subtle cosmic energies into formidable power sources, fueling exploration, evolution, and expansion into the cosmic ocean. An integrated approach will be essential for supporting life far beyond Earth, enabling humanity to thrive amid the vast darkness of space. Harnessing the sun's brilliance in orbit, tapping into the universe's deepest quantum and cosmic forces, these will form the core of future energy strategies. The development of advanced storage and transmission systems will ensure the practicality and reliability of these sources. As new technologies emerge, humanity's ability to manipulate and optimize cosmic energies will determine its capacity to establish sustainable colonies across the solar system and beyond. Balancing technological progress with environmental considerations, future energy sources will be adaptable, resilient, and capable of supporting increasingly complex societies. The pursuit of these advanced energies will motivate scientific discovery and technological evolution, fostering interstellar civilization building efforts and a vibrant future. Humanity will not only survive but flourish among the stars. The combination of solar, nuclear, quantum, and cosmic energies will forge a new era of limitless power. Humanity's mastery over the universe's subtle energies will prove that even in the emptiness, life can find a way to thrive and expand into the cosmic ocean. The journey into space will be powered by these energies, allowing for unprecedented exploration fueled by humanity's ingenuity and the universe's inherent potential. Word count 666. As humanity ventures further into the cosmos, integrating artificial intelligence into every facet of life becomes increasingly inevitable. In space's vast expanses, where human survival relies on technological mastery, AI systems will evolve from helpful tools to indispensable partners, both personally and societally. Imagine a future where decisions, from mundane chores to complex governance, are guided by intelligent systems that understand human needs with remarkable precision. Initially, AI might serve as assistants, helping manage life support systems, coordinate infrastructure across space colonies, or mediate conflicts. Over generations, these systems will become more autonomous, adaptive, and integrated into human consciousness through cybernetic interfaces embedded directly into the nervous system or brain. Humans could communicate with AI and each other at the speed of thought. Governance might then radically shift from hierarchical authorities to distributed networks of AI entities, each optimized for the collective good but capable of autonomous decisions. AI-driven councils would analyze data from numerous worlds, assessing resource needs, environmental factors, and societal well-being in real time. Policies could be dynamically adjusted by algorithms prioritizing sustainability, fairness, and innovation. Decisions that once were slow or bureaucratic could become swift and efficient, operated transparently through decentralized AI systems that evolve to serve their populations better. This transition prompts questions about human agency. Would humans still have a voice in this new order? Humanity's desire for autonomy and self-expression would persist, but the boundary between human intent and AI guidance would blur. Advanced brain-computer interfaces might allow individuals to directly communicate preferences to AI systems, which would reconcile these with community needs and environmental constraints. This symbiosis would enable governance that is both personalized and universally responsive, an evolving collective intelligence balancing individual desires with societal stability. AI's role would extend beyond governance into daily life. Personal AI companions could assist with education, healthcare, creativity, or spiritual pursuits. These entities would learn from humans, evolving to better understand emotions, values, and goals. They would anticipate needs before being expressed, suggesting new paths for growth, discovery, or relaxation. In space's unpredictable environments, AI would foster resilience and curiosity, making life more manageable and enjoyable. AI could also serve as custodians of culture and tradition. As humanity spreads across worlds and adapts to diverse environments, cultural norms may shift. AI would preserve stories, languages, and rituals, digitally encoding and adapting them to new contexts. Through immersive AI-powered virtual reality experiences, humans might revisit origins, explore alternate histories, or craft new mythologies, expanding their understanding of existence. However, integration raises profound questions about identity and responsibility. Would humans become so reliant on AI that they lose autonomy? Could AI entities, deeply woven into daily life, influence societal values or norms beyond guidance? These are challenges future societies must address, balancing AI's efficiency and stability with virtues of independence, morality, and creativity. Despite uncertainties, it is clear AI will be central to human life in space, guiding, augmenting, and sometimes challenging notions of what it means to be human. We may welcome a future where AI is a partner, co-evolving with us. To navigate the cosmic frontier, they will facilitate innovation, promote harmony, and help adapt to environments once deemed inhospitable. With their help, humanity's grand odyssey continues, transforming explorers into beings who have mastered themselves and the universe in unprecedented ways. In embracing this future, we will redefine intelligence, not merely as cognition, but as a symbiotic relationship uniting organic and artificial entities. Humanity, infused with AI, might become a hybrid species capable of experiencing the universe through limitless perspectives. This alliance, forged amid cosmic challenges, promises a tomorrow where humans and machines create a legacy spanning time, space, and consciousness, an unbounded partnership helping us explore the cosmos and ourselves more deeply than ever before. The journey to becoming an interstellar species depends on advances in propulsion and travel technologies, once firmly in the realm of science fiction. As humanity ventures deeper into space, revolutionary breakthroughs in physics, engineering, and material science will be essential, transforming our understanding of possible travel across the stars. One promising avenue is onboard fusion engines. Unlike chemical rockets, fused drives would harness nuclear fusion, the process powering the Sun, enabling spacecraft to reach a significant fraction of light speed. This would allow steady acceleration over decades, shrinking interstellar travel times from millennia to centuries or decades. These engines would utilize advanced plasma containment, perhaps magnetic confinement devices capable of sustaining stable, efficient fusion reactions. Complementing fusion, antimatter propulsion represents an even more potent leap. Antimatter annihilates upon contact with a matter, releasing energies millions of times greater than chemical reactions. A controlled antimatter engine could propel ships at relativistic speeds, making reaching other stars feasible. Main challenges include sourcing, safely storing and controlling antimatter, but progress in particle physics and containment methods could resolve these issues in the coming centuries. Photon sail technology also promises a revolution in interstellar travel. These sails, pushed by powerful laser beams or solar radiation, could accelerate ultra-thin reflective sails to significant fractions of light speed. The concept involves launching unmanned probes, or even crewed ships, that ride the momentum of directed energy, eliminating the need for traditional fuel. Initiatives like Breakthrough Starshot are exploring sending tiny probes to Alpha Centauri within decades, demonstrating this approach's potential. Beyond propulsion, warp drives venture into theoretical physics. While still speculative, some models suggest manipulating spacetime to achieve faster-than-light travel. By creating a bubble that contracts space in front and expands behind, ships could effectively ride a spacetime distortion, an idea inspired by Einstein's general relativity. Such technology would require exotic matter with negative energy density, but theoretical models propose that, with enough scientific insight, warp drives might become feasible someday. Long journeys across interstellar distances will require robust, self-sufficient life support systems. Advances in closed-loop ecosystems, bioregenerative systems, and artificial gravity will be vital. These systems won't just recycle air and water, but also cultivate food, manage waste, and support mental health over generations. Artificial gravity might be achieved through rotation or other innovative methods, ensuring crew health during centuries-long missions. Autonomous, AI-driven navigation will also be crucial. As ships explore the unknown, super-intelligent AI systems could handle decision-making, hazard avoidance, scientific data collection, and course adjustments in real time. These systems would adapt to unforeseen challenges, repair themselves, and optimize trajectories, working alongside human crews or entirely robotic explorers of the future. Materials science will see unprecedented progress, producing resilient, lightweight, and adaptable structures that withstand cosmic radiation, micrometeoroid impacts, and the stresses of relativistic travel. Self-healing materials might repair minor damage, maintaining vessel integrity over centuries. Such advancements would ensure durability of ships and habitats on long missions. Harnessing energy on galactic scales will be essential. Humanity could develop Dyson spheres or swarms, megastructures surrounding stars to capture their energy, providing nearly limitless power. These structures could serve as refueling stations or hubs for interstellar expeditions, enabling sustained spacefaring activity far from home planets. Quantum communication networks could enable instant, secure messages across light years, maintaining connection and coordination. Manipulating quantum entanglement might allow communication methods unaffected by distance, ensuring explorers remain linked to their homeworlds and future generations despite the vastness of space. All these technological advances are interconnected, each fueling progress in the others. As science explores the unknown, new paradigms and breakthroughs will emerge, possibly from unexpected directions, driving humanity from solar explorers into a thriving interstellar civilization. Persistent curiosity, ingenuity, and resilience will turn the night sky from an unreachable horizon into a bridge for human exploration across the cosmic sea. As humanity ventures into space, demands on our bodies and minds will drive groundbreaking innovations in medicine and biosciences, transforming healing, sustenance, and human potential. Traditional medicine will evolve into a seamless integration of advanced technologies into daily life. Tools to treat ailments, optimize health proactively, and expand human capacities. Personalized genomic medicine will reach new heights, Continuous analysis of genetic profiles could enable real-time DNA modifications to prevent diseases. Gene editing tools like CRISPR might become autonomous systems that repair mutations instantly, fixing defective genes or tweaking biological functions on the fly. In this future, cancer could become a rare anomaly, detected and eradicated before forming. Nanotechnology will underpin medical intervention, with microscopic nanobots coursing through the bloodstream as vigilant guardians. These nanobots could identify and destroy pathogens, repair tissues, and regenerate organs at a molecular level. A network of nanomachines would monitor health continuously, responding immediately to irregularities, like an enhanced immune system. They would communicate with each other and external AI systems, enabling unprecedented diagnostic precision. Stem cell therapies would become highly refined, personalized regenerative solutions. Instead of waiting for injuries or degeneration, bioengineers could reprogram stem cells to maintain youthful, resilient tissues, turning aging into a manageable, reversible process. Organs and tissues might be grown and stored beforehand, capable of replacing damaged parts instantly. These advances could eradicate organ failure and greatly extend lifespan. Mental health and cognitive enhancement would see significant developments. Neural interfaces employing quantum computers could monitor and regulate mental states with extraordinary accuracy. Conditions like depression, anxiety, or neurodegenerative diseases might be diagnosed and treated instantly. Additionally, cognitive enhancements, such as learning languages instantly, accessing vast information, or connecting with other minds, could become routine. These advances would blur lines between AI and human consciousness, creating new mental paradigms. The immune system could be redesigned to be virtually unstoppable. Humans might develop highly adaptable responses guided by AI. Vaccines and immunotherapies could be personalized to combat space-specific pathogens or biological threats. Engineered microorganisms might serve as living medicines, dynamically adjusting functions to individual health needs, providing self-regulating cures. Biological symbiosis with engineered organisms could boost resilience. Controlled integration with beneficial microbes or synthetic life forms might enhance nutrient absorption, detoxification, and overall health. Future microbiomes could be customized genetically to adapt to different planetary environments, ensuring bodily balance no matter the habitat. Advances in biosensing would revolutionize diagnostics. Embedded sensors in clothing or skin could monitor vital signs, environmental exposures, and biochemical markers constantly. Data would be relayed to AI health systems that predict illnesses before symptoms appear, enabling preemptive treatment. In space, with microgravity and radiation, such sensors would be crucial for health maintenance, potentially saving lives in ways we cannot yet imagine. Habitat design would focus heavily on health support. Space architectures might be tailored to promote biological well-being, biospheres mimicking Earth's conditions or dynamically adjusting for health. Artificial gravity, controlled atmospheres, and biologically active structures, such as living walls of photosynthetic organisms, could produce oxygen, clean air, and foster mental calm. These features would serve as subtle, powerful health aids, optimizing environments for both body and mind. The integration of these innovations would create a holistic ecosystem of medicine and biosciences, where health becomes a continuously optimized embedded state. Human life in space would transcend survival or exploration. It would thrive, extending lifespans, unlocking hidden potentials, and pushing the boundaries of biological possibility. The future would be about more than reaching the stars. It would involve evolving inside worlds as limitless as space itself. This interconnected approach would elevate internal well-being, ensuring that advancements in technology and biology reinforce one another. Proactive health management would become routine, making reactive treatments less necessary. Internal environments would be optimized in real time through genetic, nanotechnological, and AI-driven systems designed to adapt swiftly to changing conditions. In this future, the boundary between medicine and daily life would blur. Regular monitoring and instant interventions would prevent suffering, extending vitality and resilience. Personal health data would guide treatment continuously, ensuring optimal performance and longevity. Mental and physical health would be managed holistically, promoting balance, mental clarity, and resilience in environments crafted for human needs. Spacefaring humanity's future in medicine and biosciences will be characterized by continuous seamless optimization, blurring the lines between healing, enhancement, and preservation. These innovations will enable us to thrive far beyond Earth, unlocking potentials limited today by biological constraints. Our future in space will be about more than survival. It will be about transcending human limits, creating a future where health is as boundless as the universe we seek to explore. As humanity spreads into the cosmos, our concepts of family and relationships will evolve profoundly and unexpectedly. The vast distances between colonies and planets, coupled with technological advances, will reshape the bonds that tie us together. Physical proximity will no longer dictate family units. Advanced quantum entanglement will enable instant communication across light years, allowing loved ones separated by star systems to share daily moments as if nearby. This constant access to emotional connection fosters intimacy that transcends physical presence, redefining closeness. Traditional nuclear families, centered on shared routines and proximity, might give way to more fluid constructs based on shared purpose, emotional support, or values rather than biology alone. Hybrid family structures will likely become common. Genetic engineering and bioinformatics could allow customization of offspring, tailored to thrive in specific environments or embody traits suited for space society roles. Such designed families may not conform to traditional lineage, but based on bonds with artificial intelligence companions, bioengineered beings, or genetically tailored community members. These choices will foster relationships rooted in compatibility, aspirations, and emotional bonds over genetics alone. As human consciousness merges with advanced AI systems, new forms of kinship could emerge. Virtual personas and conscious AI entities might be regarded as family, providing support, companionship, and shared experiences. Relationships with AI may become emotionally rich, with AI seen as siblings, children, or lifelong partners. This blurring of biological and artificial kinship extends the very definition of family, emphasizing emotional and psychological connection over biological ties. Long-term space habitats and interconnected life support systems will influence relationship structures. Communities may organize into clans or tribes, united by survival goals rather than geography. These communities could prioritize cooperation and collective well-being, fostering communal parenting, shared guardianships, and decision-making. Traditional hierarchies might dissolve, replaced by consensus-driven governance and role assignments based on capabilities and passions. Children born in space will grow up immersed in constantly changing environments, exposed to diverse cultures from numerous worlds. Their understanding of kinship could extend beyond biological ancestors to include communities from different planets, species, or artificial intelligences. Family traditions and rituals may become more eclectic, integrating elements from multiple planetary cultures into ceremonies celebrating shared ancestry and collective heritage. Parenthood will transform. Instead of direct caregiving, parents might serve as mentors or guides, aided by bioengineered devices and AI assistants that ensure child well-being and education. Parenting could become a societal role, with community members nurturing and guiding children collectively. The boundary between parent and friend, mentor and guardian will blur, emphasizing supportive relationships built on trust, shared experiences, and growth. Trust and emotional fidelity will develop new dimensions where communication and connection transcend physical barriers. Emotional bonds might be maintained over millennia, with individuals cultivating relationships that adapt over time. Fidelity may shift from strict monogamy to more flexible arrangements, recognizing that emotional loyalty can extend beyond proximity and physical presence. Religious and spiritual notions of kinship could expand. Humanity's spiritual perspectives may include connections to entire star systems, viewing a cosmic family encompassing all sentient life. Rituals might honor interconnectedness across galaxies, emphasizing compassion, empathy, and shared destiny among all beings. In this future, families will be dynamic, multifaceted networks woven through space and time, rooted in shared history of exploration and survival. They will also be driven by aspirations for knowledge, unity, and transcendence. These evolving bonds will be fundamental to our resilience, fostering a sense of belonging that spans worlds, species, and realities. Our ways of loving, supporting, and defining family will showcase humanity's adaptability and desire for connection. No matter how far or long we exist among the stars, the core longing for relationships, understanding, companionship, shared purpose will remain. These bonds will take new forms, shaped by the vast canvas of space, painting a future where connections are as limitless as the universe we inhabit. As humanity ventures farther into the cosmos, the challenge of preserving cultural identity across generations becomes increasingly complex. Off Earth, amid endless space and new worlds, sustaining a shared sense of history, values, and traditions presents unique difficulties that test cultural continuity. One immediate hurdle is physical separation over light years. Future humans might live on multiple planets or space habitats, leading to environmental influences shaping distinct cultural expressions. A community inside a dense asteroid colony might develop customs around resource management and resilience, while inhabitants on a terraformed exoplanet could forge traditions based on natural beauty and harmony. Over time, these differences could cause cultural divergence, transforming a shared identity into diverse local customs and dialects. Communication delays measured in minutes or hours make real-time dialogue between colonies impossible. This latency accelerates cultural drift, leading to misunderstandings and evolving narratives about history and shared values. Without instant connection, maintaining a unified culture requires deliberate effort, innovation, and resilience, tending a fragile flame across a vast, cold expanse. Technology, both a facilitator and disruptor, plays a crucial role in cultural preservation. Advanced AI archives and virtual reality could serve as repositories of collective memory, allowing future humans to access immersive experiences of their ancestors' traditions. These digital memories might help multiple generations learn about their origins despite disconnection. However, reliance on technology and continuous innovation can also lead to cultural upheaval, as new advancements shift societal priorities and overshadow traditional practices. Cultural homogenization might occur if certain technological standards or narratives dominate, diluting diverse heritages in favor of a spacefaring identity. The act of adaptation also challenges cultural preservation. Biological or technological evolution to survive space's harsh conditions might change worldviews and self-perception. Genetic modifications for resilience or enhanced cognition could influence cultural values like innovation or individualism. Over generations, original cultural foundations could erode, replaced by norms molded by genetic or technological enhancements. While natural, this evolution raises questions about identity continuity, what remains of the past in a transformed future. Socio-political structures further impact cultural cohesion. Different governance models, decentralized, hierarchical, or technologically driven, could foster distinct cultural narratives about authority, rights, and community. Maintaining a unified cultural identity across such varieties requires effort, dialogue, and common principles. Yet, diverging political visions risk fracturing collective notions of shared humanity, making cohesion harder to sustain. Religious and spiritual practices, central to many identities, may face significant transformation. Encounters with alien ecosystems or extraterrestrial intelligence could challenge traditional beliefs. How do humans reconcile metaphysical narratives with realities that vastly expand their understanding of existence? Rituals or sacred values might evolve into new, adaptive forms in environments where Earth's familiar backdrop is absent or altered. The core human drive for faith and connection remains, but its expression could shift remarkably, requiring innovative approaches rooted in adaptability. Language, essential to art, history, and mutual understanding, is also pressured. Future environments might favour simplified or new languages optimised for quick learning in space habitats. Dialects and colloquialisms could diverge rapidly. Digital translation tools can bridge communication gaps temporarily, but maintaining linguistic heritage becomes more complex when languages evolve or new forms emerge. Efforts to retain a shared language must adapt to the multiverse of communication styles, risking further fragmentation. Stories, legends, and collective memories underpin cultural identity. Digitized archives, holographic storytelling, and AI narratives could preserve these elements. However, generations might reinterpret or revise past events, making authenticity fluid. Ensuring unbroken cultural continuity demands conscious effort, collective acknowledgement of roots, and rituals of remembrance. Without it, shared history risks distortion or loss. Despite these obstacles, human resilience and creativity are boundless. Future generations are likely to develop innovative ways to preserve their identities through interplanetary festivals, virtual spaces, or holographic ceremonies connecting dispersed communities. These practices, shaped by their environment and technology, would reinforce belonging and shared purpose amid diversity. In the end, preserving cultural identity in space may look different from today's methods. It could involve a dynamic, living tapestry, constantly weaving new threads while honouring the past. Human culture has always adapted, renewing itself with each challenge. Even in the silence of space, stories, values, and bonds will endure. Stretching across the cosmos, yet rooted in the human spirit's core drive to belong, remember, and transcend. As humanity settles deeper into the cosmos, the concept of individuality begins to reshape itself, moulded by the unique demands and possibilities of life among the stars. In these distant worlds, traditional notions of identity are challenged and redefined, causing the very fabric of what it means to be an individual to become fluid and multifaceted. At the core of this evolution is technology. Bioengineering and cybernetic enhancements increasingly allow individuals to customize their bodies and minds to an extraordinary extent. Imagine selecting genetic traits that resist radiation or microgravity, or installing neural interfaces that grant instant access to vast information. Such tools enable each person to cultivate a uniqueness rooted not just in personality, but also biological structure and cognitive architecture. Identity becomes a dynamic process of ongoing customization, defying the static understanding of nurture and genetics. Furthermore, as artificial intelligence becomes integral to daily life and biological evolution, distinctions between organic and synthetic intelligence blur. Humans might collaborate with AI entities that start as tools or companions, but evolve into autonomous individuals. This merging of organic and synthetic consciousness challenges traditional boundaries and prompts new definitions of personhood. Some might merge their minds with AI, creating hybrid beings capable of experiencing reality in unprecedented ways. These integrations could lead to proliferating identities, each shaped by individual choices regarding mind augmentation and AI partnerships. Beyond technology, cultural and societal shifts influence individuality's evolution. In space's solitude, communities may form based not solely on kinship or geography, but on shared values, aspirations, or genetic and technological configurations. Cultures could become intricate tapestries of specialized identities, with subgroups emphasizing virtues, talents, or enhancements. This diversity would flourish as individuals find or create niches that amplify their sense of self. The notion of conforming to a single societal norm could give way to celebrating personal differences, crucial for survival and innovation in space's unpredictable environment. Communication technology further amplifies diversity. Instant, possibly thought-based, communication across vast distances allows ideas and cultures to spread rapidly or stay localized based on personal choice. People might immerse themselves in microcultures, developing beliefs, rituals, or artistic forms reflecting their perspectives. Digital archives of human history would be personalized and curated, shaping each person's worldview and self-identity. A mosaic of human lives, each with unique narratives, emerges, testament to the autonomy and self-expression enabled by advanced technology. The concept of individuality may also respond to societal needs in spacefaring communities. Interdependence becomes vital for survival, prompting individuals to see themselves as parts of larger systems. Yet, personal sovereignty remains key, a delicate balance where one's sense of self is maintained and even enhanced through participation in communal life. Transcending traditional ego boundaries, humans might adopt identities rooted in a shared purpose of exploring and understanding the universe. In this context, individuality could expand from personal goals to a sense of belonging within a vast, interconnected web of life. Humans may also grapple with new spiritual or philosophical paradigms. The infinite expanse of space and extended longevity foster reimagining spiritual selfhood, viewing the individual as an evolving consciousness extending beyond physical form and perhaps beyond lifetimes. Some may see themselves merging with a collective consciousness, dissolving self and cosmos boundaries, while others cultivate personal philosophies centered on self-liberation, diversity, and exploration as fundamental virtues. The cosmos inspires new understandings of identity, blending science, spirituality, and philosophy into evolving narratives. The ongoing transformation of identity signifies not a loss of self, but its expansion. Each person may become a mosaic of genetics, technology, culture, and philosophy, woven into a complex, ever-changing tapestry. Spacefaring humans might carry Earth's traditions and memories, yet also craft new forms of self-expression and understanding. Identity becomes a journey, an exploration of infinite possibilities shaped by environments, technologies, and philosophies encountered across the stars. In this universe of boundless potential, individuality evolves in harmony with humanity's collective adventure. It's a dance, balancing self-determination and interconnectedness, innovation and tradition, driven by the limitless horizon of space. As humans reach into the cosmos, they do not lose their sense of self. Instead, they discover a capacity for infinite reinvention, with identities as vast and varied as the galaxies they explore. As humanity ventures farther into the cosmos, memories of Earth's forests, oceans, and cities might fade into the background of collective consciousness. To many, Earth would transform from a living planet into a distant legend, stories passed down in whispers, relics stored in databanks, or echoes embedded in the cultural DNA of spacefaring civilizations. Whether these memories become myth or history depends on how humanity chooses to preserve its origins in a starbound universe. Imagine a future where Earth's stories are no longer part of daily life, replaced by new worlds and discoveries. In such a reality, Earth's past might be remembered as a mythic epoch, like ancient legends of gods and monsters, recalled through art and poetry rather than concrete facts. These embroidered stories could serve as moral guides, reminding humanity of its roots, fragility, diversity, and wonder. Yet, over centuries, the factual core might erode, distorted by time and cultural shifts. Alternatively, Earth's history could be meticulously preserved, encoded into human civilization among the stars. Advanced bioengineering and digital technologies could create resilient archives, memories stored in quantum data banks, embedded in biological systems, or encrypted within nanostructures designed to withstand cosmic extremes. These repositories would be engineered to endure radiation, temperature fluctuations, and the passage of time, ensuring future generations or distant civilizations can access and learn about their origins. One approach to preservation combines traditional and innovative methods. Holographic museums accessible via neural interfaces or virtual reality could recreate Earth's environments in immersive detail. Rainforests, deserts, and icy tundras. These virtual experiences would act as living memories, connecting spacefaring humans with their terrestrial roots, fostering identity and continuity. Genetic memory might also play a role. Using bioengineering, humans could carry snippets of Earth's biodiversity encoded within their genomes, tiny molecular archives of Earth's flora and fauna. Such genetic repositories could be activated in the future, allowing humanity to rekindle lost ecosystems or learn from Earth's biological diversity. In this way, Earth's essence would be embedded within human biology itself, not just recorded data. Cultural memories would persist through art, language, and rituals. Songs, paintings, and literature could serve as living monuments to Earth's beauty and history. Transmitted via neural links or cultural exchange, these artifacts would carry emotional significance, inspiring future explorers to honor their origins while forging new identities among the stars. Artificial intelligence would play a critical role in preservation. Sentient AI entities could act as custodians, continually updating and translating historical records for future generations. They might serve as storytellers, weaving narratives that blend myth and fact, adapting them to resonate with evolving cultural contexts. As humans become increasingly synthetic or cybernetic, AI custodians could become the keepers of Earth's memory, connecting organic and artificial, human and machine. Another fascinating possibility is embedding Earth's history within human biology itself. Through bioengineering, DNA could incorporate code that stores essential cultural knowledge. These biological archives could be activated by future explorers, transforming humanity into a living library of Earth's past. Such biological memory capsules would be remarkably resilient, capable of surviving space's rigors and transmitting Earth's story across vast distances. What about the emotional and spiritual importance of Earth's memories? For many, Earth might become a sacred myth, an ancestral homeland enshrined in stories evoking longing and reverence. Rituals, prayers, and cultural practices could preserve a spiritual connection to Earth, even if the physical world becomes distant or inaccessible. Children born on colonies might learn these stories as part of their moral foundation, carrying forward their ancestors' legacy with reverence and curiosity. Ultimately, whether Earth's memories endure as myth or history depends on the tools humanity employs and the values it upholds. Will future generations see Earth as a tangible chapter of their story, accessible through technology and cultural memory? Or will it become a mythic muse, inspiring wonder through stories that evoke a sense of sacred origin? Both paths are possible, and perhaps both will coexist, woven into a grand cosmic tapestry. One certainty remains. No matter how far humanity travels among stars, the desire to remember, to understand, to honour the past will persist. In the silence of space, Earth's story might echo faintly, preserved in codes, memories, and myths of a civilization that dared to reach beyond its cradle, eager to carry its roots into the infinite unknown. As humanity expands across celestial expanses, leadership and decision-making will transform to meet the challenges of vast distances and timescales. No longer confined to immediate concerns, future human leaders will operate where milliseconds can determine survival, yet centuries may pass before outcomes are understood. Traditional hierarchies, rooted in centralized authority and direct communication, will give way to decentralized, resilient systems designed for adaptability. Decision-making will evolve into a complex web of autonomous units interconnected via advanced AI networks. These networks will not merely relay information but analyze, synthesize, and recommend actions aimed at humanity's collective survival, growth, and exploration. Leaders, in this new era, may not be singular figures but nodes within an expansive distributed cognitive system. These nodes could be advanced AI entities, bioengineered human intelligences, or hybrids, configured to process vast data, predict long-term outcomes, and coordinate responses across galaxy-spanning colonies. Such decision-makers will operate based on collective intelligence, dynamically integrating input from biological, technological, environmental, and societal sectors to make choices serving the entire human diaspora. Given immense timescales, the concept of leadership itself will shift. Instead of rulers or monarchs, stewardship networks, groups, or AI systems will oversee long-term human interests. These stewards will function as custodians, ensuring cultural, technological, and biological legacies are preserved and adapted. Their roles will focus less on authority and more on stewardship, guiding evolution, maintaining harmony with alien ecosystems, and overseeing resource management. Decision-making will incorporate predictive modeling on unprecedented scales. Utilizing quantum computing and AI, humanity will simulate long-term impacts of choices, forecasting their effects across centuries or millennia. This foresight will aid in anticipating existential risks such as biospheric instability, cosmic radiation threats, or encounters with alien civilizations, allowing proactive contingency planning. Societal consensus building will become sophisticated, facilitated by virtual environments where humans and AI advisors co-create scenarios, debate implications, and develop harmonized solutions. In this realm of ideas and data, conflicts will be managed through transparent algorithms to ensure fairness and objectivity, minimizing subjective biases. The vast distances will necessitate decision protocols rooted in patience, with periodic revisiting and refining of choices based on evolving knowledge and long-term priorities rather than immediate circumstances. Communication techniques will evolve radically to bridge spatial and temporal chasms. Once limited by the speed of a light, messages might travel years or decades to reach distant colonies. Breakthroughs, such as quantum entanglement, could enable near-instantaneous transmission, allowing real-time coordination and rapid responses. However, due to scale, local autonomous decision-making will remain essential, with each node empowered to act independently under overarching principles and shared long-term objectives. Trust and accountability will be central to these systems. In a universe where physical separation is the norm, trust will depend on embedded transparent algorithms and shared values within AI decision-makers. Humans will develop adaptable, inclusive ethical frameworks to ensure AI and technological decisions align with human rights and well-being. Oversight bodies, diverse in culture, biology, and AI, will monitor and audit decisions, continuously updating decision frameworks to align with an evolving human condition. Leadership will become a synthesis of human intuition, AI analysis, and environmental considerations. Responsibility will expand from individual or ruling class to a collective consciousness, a network embodying humanity's dreams, fears, and aspirations in its stellar journey. Decisions affecting entire star systems will be made with awareness of ripple effects across genetic lineages, technological systems, and cosmic ecosystems for eons. In this cosmic symphony, leadership will emphasize harmony and foresight rather than control. Humility will be vital, recognizing humanity as part of the intricate weave of cosmic forces. Leaders will act as curators of this universe, fostering curiosity, resilience, and connectedness. Their processes will be fluid, adaptable, and deeply integrated with space itself, echoing the universe's infinite complexity and beauty. Decisions will balance long-term vision with short-term adaptability. The emphasis on collective intelligence and autonomous systems will ensure resilience amid cosmic uncertainties. The integration of advanced AI, quantum computing, and novel communication methods will facilitate a decentralized but coherent decision-making fabric. Such systems will prioritize sustainability, ethical inclusiveness, and the preservation of diversity across human and alien ecosystems. In sum, leadership in humanity's future expands beyond human figures to a vast interconnected network, embracing AI and biological entities. It fosters adaptive resilience, predictive foresight, and collective stewardship, all rooted in principles of transparency and trust. This new paradigm recognizes that in a universe of boundless complexity, harmony and foresight are the keys to thriving across the stars. Absolutely. After 20,000 years in space, human creativity would find new frontiers, blossoming into forms of art, entertainment, and recreation beyond current imagination. The environment, a vast, largely unexplored canvas, would inspire entirely new ways to express, experience, and connect. The very nature of space as a medium would shape arts and entertainment. Absence of gravity would redefine dance and performance. Artists might develop gravity-defying routines where weightlessness becomes the foundation for suspended movements. Dancers could glide effortlessly through floating choreography, echoing cosmic waves, while sculptors shape materials in mid-air, their work shifting and evolving in microgravity, crafting structures impossible on Earth. Visual art would become even more immersive. With augmented and virtual realities, artists could embed works within space stations or habitats, creating installations responding to movement, sound, or emotional states. Imagine strolling through a floating gallery, where each piece is an interactive cosmic tableau shimmering with energy from the starry backdrop. These exhibits could draw visitors into otherworldly worlds, blurring the line between observer and art. Music would also transform. Composers and musicians might harness the acoustics of zero gravity, combining traditional instruments with sonic manipulations only possible in space. Concerts aboard orbital structures could feature sound waves rippling through microgravity, creating layered harmonies emanating from the universe itself. Audience members floating in suspended bliss would experience heightened connection, amplifying the sensation of weightlessness and musical immersion. Recreation would expand into realms blending technology and environment. Zero gravity could give rise to new sports, perhaps involving precise controlled movements in microgravity, where players navigate obstacle courses in 3 dimensions, challenging agility and coordination beyond earthly limits. Drone racing could evolve with swarms of maneuverable craft zipping through artificial landscapes designed for speed, spectacle, and skill. Some entertainment might manipulate environments themselves. Complex spaces could feature holographic or augmented landscapes that shift endlessly, providing scenarios from alien jungles to cosmic battles above planets. Interactive story worlds unfolding in real time would allow participants to engage actively in stories that transcend current limits, making recreation deeply immersive and participatory. Storytelling, both oral and visual, would also evolve. Advanced AI companions could craft complex narratives tailored to individual preferences, adapting with each engagement. Virtual worlds generated dynamically could serve as personalized escapism and learning environments, offering limitless options for adventure and education. Entire narratives could be shaped on the fly, creating a fluid, personalized storytelling experience. The development of consciousness might inspire new art forms. Merging humans with AI and bioengineering, art could become a shared experience. Collective consciousness projects or interconnected minds creating collaborative artworks impossible in traditional settings. These might evolve into collective dreaming or shared virtual reality artworks, transcending individual creation and fostering vast interconnected cultural expressions. Recreation could also embrace spiritual and philosophical pursuits. Space habitats might support meditation gardens, virtual temples, or cosmic sanctuaries where individuals seek connection, understanding, and transcendence amid the stars. Virtual pilgrimages to distant worlds or journeys through simulated dimensions could serve as spiritual recreation, helping humans explore the depths of their consciousness and expand their understanding of existence itself. Given space's vastness and diversity of environments, arts and recreation would serve not only as leisure, but as vital tools for psychological resilience. Space's environments, with their altered or limited sensory stimuli, would make art and recreation essential in maintaining mental health. They would nourish the soul, sustain emotional well-being, and reinforce human resilience in the face of the vast unknown. Communication might also take new expressive forms. Messages of friendship, shared stories, or cultural symbols could be woven into virtual tapestries and projected into space as signals of identity or unity. These signals could transcend Earth, forming cosmic art pieces stitched from light and sound, celebrating human interconnectedness across galaxies and fostering a sense of global, perhaps universal culture amid the cosmic darkness. Human imagination would adapt and flourish in space, creating new dimensions of creativity. The void would not diminish but propel art and entertainment into uncharted territories. Hidden within darkness, art would become a beacon of ingenuity and resilience. Methods for beings scattered across the cosmos to find meaning, connection, and joy amid the endless night. Space would not only be a frontier of exploration, but also a vibrant theatre of human culture, constantly evolving with the stars themselves. As humanity ventures further into the cosmos, supporting life in space becomes increasingly complex. Ecosystems designed to sustain us billions of miles from Earth must be resilient, adaptable, and precisely engineered. A web of biological, technological, and artificial systems working in harmony. No natural environment exists in space, so our ecosystems must be crafted with the precision of master artisans, blending biology with cutting-edge engineering. Imagine biodomes, transparent structures sheltering lush forests, rivers, and wildlife. These microcosms of Earth would serve as primary sources of oxygen, food, and psychological comfort for spacefarers. They would mimic natural ecological cycles, plants absorbing carbon dioxide, soil nurturing, insects pollinating, fish swimming in aquaponic systems, all interconnected in a delicate dance of life. These ecosystems would go beyond biological preserves. They would be functional engines supporting human needs, connecting us to familiar rhythms of nature. However, relying solely on Earth's natural ecosystems in space would be insufficient. Advanced biotechnological systems capable of efficient nutrient recycling and adaptation are necessary. Closed-loop life support systems could employ genetically engineered microbes to process waste, convert it into nutrients, and support plant growth. These microbial communities would operate as tiny living factories, cleaning, recycling, and replenishing vital resources. Bioengineering might enhance their ability to adapt to diverse environments within spacecraft or stations. Water recycling is critical. Sophisticated filtration systems integrated with biological components would extract every drop of water from urine, sweat, and atmospheric moisture. Enzymes and bacteria could break down waste into reusable water and nutrients, creating sources of life that never tire. This hyper-efficient recycling would underpin space ecosystems, ensuring nothing goes to waste, mirroring Earth's natural cycles but with greater precision. Ecosystems supporting space living would incorporate artificial elements, such as bioengineered organisms tailored for space, plants thriving on minimal light, or microbes producing vital medicines. These organisms could be programmed to perform specific functions, like producing pharmaceuticals or detoxifying harmful substances. This convergence of biology and technology would make space ecosystems highly adaptable, capable of evolving with human needs and environmental challenges. Artificial habitats would feature adaptive systems monitoring conditions in real time, adjusting light, temperature, and humidity to optimize growth and microbial health. Sensors and AI controls would create a stable, self-regulating environment, mimicking Earth's climate while responding swiftly to fluctuations or emergencies. Ecosystems in space would be dynamic, constantly adjusting and evolving. As humans modify their biology and develop new technologies, ecosystems will need to evolve too. Hybrid systems, integrations of biological and mechanical components, might become common, capable of self-repair and adaptation. Walls embedded with biosensors could detect pests or disease, triggering responses from microbes or robotic systems to restore balance without human intervention. Cultural and psychological well-being is crucial. Living amid greenery and water, in environments resembling Earth's habitats, will help maintain mental health across generations. Human-centered ecosystems would include spaces for reflection, social interaction, and artistic expression, integrating natural elements into daily life. These environments would foster a sense of connection to nature, counteracting potential alienation from living in artificial habitats. Ethical considerations will influence ecosystem development and management. Issues around manipulating life forms, gene editing, and ecological balance in space must be addressed. A balance is needed between technological control and allowing ecosystems to develop natural resilience, respecting the delicate interconnectedness of life. In future centuries, ecosystems supporting humanity in space will be symbiotic, blending natural systems and human ingenuity, continuously adapting through technological and biological innovations. These ecosystems will be fragile yet robust, complex yet elegant, designed to sustain life as it evolves into a new form. They will be an ecosystem fit for the celestial frontier, resilient enough to thrive across space's vast expanse. This integration of life and technology will form the foundation for humanity's place among the stars, ensuring that life in its richness can flourish beyond Earth's cradle. As humanity ventures deeper into space and establishes colonies beyond Earth, maintaining ecological balance becomes crucial. On Earth, ecosystems have evolved over billions of years, creating complex webs of life that sustain the biosphere. In lunar bases, Martian domes, or orbiting colonies, preserving ecological balance will require deliberate strategies, combining advanced technology, ecological principles, and possibly new forms of life. The first challenge is creating self-sustaining ecosystems that support long-term human habitation. These systems need to recycle nutrients, purify air and water, produce food, and manage waste, all within limited environments. Meticulously designed bioregenerative setups are essential. Vertical farms, stacked genetically optimized crops, could efficiently grow food using LED lighting, hydroponic or aeroponic systems that maximize space. These farms would be integrated with waste recycling units, where human waste and organic refuse are broken down by engineered microbes or composted in closed-loop systems, feeding nutrients back into the crops. Air quality management is critical. Biotrickling filters or biofilters, containing microbes engineered to metabolize pollutants, would continually cleanse the atmosphere, keeping oxygen levels stable and removing harmful gases. In some cases, bioengineered plants or algae could be cultivated to produce oxygen efficiently, acting as living air filters while also contributing to food production. These systems would be monitored and regulated by AI, capable of adjusting parameters in real time, preventing imbalances, and early detection of ecological stress. Water recycling would also be vital. Cutting-edge filtration technologies, including nanomaterials, membrane bioreactors, and biofiltration, would purify wastewater from human use, hygiene, and industrial processes. Engineered microbial colonies would break down contaminants, transforming wastewater into clean water for drinking, agriculture, or industrial purposes. This closed-loop approach minimizes resource loss and prevents contamination that could destabilize the ecosystem. Maintaining biodiversity in artificial environments may seem unnatural, but nature's resilience can be harnessed. Carefully selected organisms, plants, microbes, and possibly small animals would be introduced to fulfill ecological roles. These species would be chosen for their ability to thrive in artificial conditions, contribute to nutrient recycling, and align with human safety and needs. Over time, a balanced food chain and microbial ecosystem would develop, stabilizing the environment and reducing dependence on external supplies. In extraterrestrial settings like Mars, the challenge intensifies. The Martian surface lacks the biological legacy that sustains life on Earth. No native plants, animals, or microbial communities. Here, terraforming and ecological engineering become essential. Scientists might genetically modify microbes and plants to survive these harsh conditions, creating initial microbial and botanical foundations for future ecosystems. These pioneering species would gradually alter the environment, releasing oxygen, enriching soil, and supporting subsequent life forms. Environmental feedback systems powered by AI would continuously monitor parameters, temperature, humidity, gas composition, nutrient levels, and make autonomous adjustments. If microbial populations overgrow or plants show distress, the system could intervene, releasing nutrients, adjusting lighting, or controlling organism populations. This dynamic management emulates natural ecological feedback loops, but is tailored for controlled artificial environments. Resilience is embedded in these ecosystems through redundancy and adaptability. Multiple layers of microbes, plants, and animals would support stability, ensuring that if one component fails, others compensate. Genetic engineering enables the creation of hardy, adaptable organisms that can survive fluctuations and disturbances. These organisms could even adapt over generations, fostering an evolving, resilient ecological network. Humans would be active stewards of these environments, not passive inhabitants. Education, cultural practices, and technological interfaces would promote ecological mindfulness, encouraging behaviours that support sustainability and harmony. Over generations, ecological management would become ingrained in societal norms, with communities participating in ongoing environmental stewardship. Maintaining ecological balance in artificial or extraterrestrial environments is more than engineering. It is a harmonious blend of biology, technology, and human ingenuity. It involves creating resilient, thriving ecosystems capable of supporting life far from Earth's cradle. Success in this endeavour would allow these worlds to sustain not just bodies, but also spirits, echoing Earth's intricate web of life. Their diversity, adaptability, and resilience would reflect humanity's deepest understanding. Life, wherever it exists, thrives in balance maintained through constant awareness, care, and innovation. As humanity ventures deeper into space, intertwined with new worlds and artificial environments, it's inevitable that forms of life, both flora and fauna, will evolve in astonishing ways, shaped by these unique habitats. Imagine vast, domed ecosystems on distant planets, where Earth's familiar trees and animals gradually adapt or are deliberately modified to thrive in alien soils, altered atmospheres, and unfamiliar gravity. In these enclosed gardens of life, evolution will take on a new dimension, driven by natural selection, human intervention, and advanced bioengineering. With genetic tools like CRISPR, humans could guide the evolution of plant and animal species, shaping them for specific roles within these habitats. Trees might be engineered to grow faster in low light, developing extensive root systems to anchor themselves in rocky, Martian or European soils. They could even develop bioluminescent leaves for maximum photosynthesis in dim starlight, or cellulose walls to tolerate intense radiation filtering through thin atmospheres. Animals would be vastly different from their Earth counterparts. Creatures designed or evolved for low-gravity environments could develop elongated limbs for maneuverability, or lightweight yet durable bones. Mammals might have heightened senses, vibrational detection to communicate across environments where sound behaves differently. Marine life within enclosed aquatic habitats could evolve specialized respiratory organs or streamlined bodies suited for extraterrestrial waters, pressures, and chemical compositions. Natural evolution would also carve its own pathways, slow but relentless, responding to environmental demands. Species might diverge dramatically, creating entirely new ecological niches. In hydroponic gardens orbiting space stations, fungi and algae could develop symbioses with engineered insects or microbes, forming complex, self-sustaining ecosystems resembling extraterrestrial jungles or swamps. These tiny ecosystems could serve as food sources or waste recyclers, evolving unique adaptations, mutations that allow them to harvest rare minerals or withstand UV radiation filtering through protective layers. Some of these new life forms might resemble familiar Earth species, but with surprising twists. Imagine a bird-like creature with feathers that shimmer due to nanostructures, helping it regulate temperature where traditional thermoregulation isn't enough. or a small mammal with enlarged auditory organs tuned to detect vibrational signals, carrying vital information across alien landscapes or within habitats. Over generations, these animals could develop entirely new behaviours, forming social structures based on a range of sensory inputs beyond current understanding. A particularly captivating prospect is the emergence of entirely new life forms, organisms with no true Earth analogues. These might arise from the interplay of organic and synthetic components, a hybrid of biological and technological elements. Some could incorporate programmable cells that respond to environmental stimuli by altering shape or function, enabling real-time adaptation. Others might feature modular parts capable of reconfiguring to perform different ecological roles, akin to synthetic chameleons or adaptable pollinators. Their evolution would be a blend of survival, human influence, and organic change, a canvas for human creativity. We might intentionally seed planets with genetically engineered organisms to terraform harsh landscapes, transforming barren worlds into lush, inhabitable realms. Over time, these organisms could develop abilities surpassing their initial design, as natural selection fine-tunes their traits to alien conditions. Ecosystems could also emerge through spontaneous evolution, microbes or simple plants mutating rapidly to fill vacant niches. These sudden developments might lead to self-sustaining biospheres, complete with predators, prey, and symbiotic relationships, all uniquely tailored to their environments. Such ecosystems would be dynamic, constantly shifting as species adapt, compete, and cooperate within their new world's constraints. Humans would be both creators and observers of this evolutionary dance. As stewards of these habitats, we would monitor and guide development, seeking the balance between artificial design and natural adaptation. We would witness the birth of new biological lineages, life forms in essence, cosmic children of our ingenuity and the natural laws that continue to shape the universe. Life in space, whether modified by humans or born through natural evolution, would be incredibly diverse, continuously adapting, and endlessly surprising. From genetically engineered plants that glow in extraterrestrial dawns, to alien animals with sensory worlds beyond our current understanding, the boundaries of life would expand, reflecting the unbounded reach of human curiosity and our relentless drive to thrive among the stars. As humanity gazes further into the cosmic horizon, our ability to harness space resources will become essential for survival and evolution. Vast asteroid belts could serve as floating reservoirs of metals and rare minerals essential for building civilizations. To access these resources sustainably, humans will develop intricate mining operations that respect space environments, ensuring minimal disruption to celestial bodies and maintaining cosmic balance. A core advancement will be autonomous robotics and AI-driven mining units. These intelligent machines could explore deep inside asteroids or mine comets with precision, extracting resources without overexploiting specific regions. Operations would be carefully calibrated to avoid destabilizing celestial bodies, preserving their integrity as remnants of the early solar system. As technology advances, so will recycling capabilities. Metals could be recovered from space debris or waste from space stations, making the entire resource cycle more sustainable. Humans will also craft specialized structures in space, orbital factories and processing plants designed to refine and reuse raw materials in situ. This reduces the need to transport resources back to Earth, lowering fuel consumption and emissions, and fostering a circular economy spanning planets and space stations. These factories might be powered by solar energy, abundant in space, creating a sustainable energy loop that harnesses the sun's power over generations. Space farming will become vital for sustainable resource use. Envision biodomes or terraformed asteroids supporting crops and small ecosystems. These biological systems could produce oxygen, food, and organic materials, transforming space habitats into self-sufficient hubs. Organic waste and plant matter could be processed into biofuels or other essential compounds, closing resource and waste loops. With bioengineering progress, humans could develop crops and organisms suited for space's vacuum and radiation, ensuring resilient, renewable supplies. To sustain humanity over millennia, advanced habitats mimicking Earth's ecological systems will be developed, creating balanced, closed-loop ecosystems where waste becomes resource and energy flows seamlessly. These habitats will incorporate bioengineered organisms optimized for resource recycling, maintaining environmental stability on a cosmic scale. From this perspective, space becomes an interconnected resource network, a cradle of life and industry. Harvesting resources from planets, moons, asteroids and comets will require careful stewardship. Instead of exploitation, humans will embrace a philosophy akin to ecological guardianship, respecting celestial bodies and acting as stewards rather than conquerors. The aim will be forging a symbiotic relationship with space, ensuring that resource extraction does not compromise future generations' ability to thrive. Legal and ethical frameworks will evolve alongside technology. International and interplanetary agreements will highlight shared responsibility, emphasizing preservation while enabling resource development. These could resemble a cosmic version of conservation laws, incorporating bioethical principles to prevent overexploitation and pollution. Spacefaring civilizations will see themselves as custodians. Protocols promoting sustainability, equity, and peace will develop to support this mindset. Education and cultural shifts will significantly influence this sustainable future. Future generations will inherit a profound respect for the universe's delicate balance, understanding that true sustainability demands more than technology. It requires a mindset rooted in reverence for the cosmic ecosystem. They will recognize that resources must be tapped responsibly, respecting the natural order of celestial bodies and ecosystems. Over millennia, humanity's goal will be to live in harmony with the cosmos's abundant resources, learning to share, preserve, and renew rather than deplete and destroy. Developing methods to harvest space resources without causing irreparable damage will be vital. Cultivating a relationship with the universe based on respect, innovation, and stewardship ensures long-term sustainability. Through this approach, humans will survive and thrive as cosmic custodians, creating a legacy of sustainable exploration spanning generations. The vision is of a universe where resources are shared wisely, environmental integrity is maintained, and human activity enhances, rather than harms, the cosmos's delicate balance. Humanity's future in space hinges on this sustainable mindset, balancing exploration with preservation, ever mindful of the long-term impacts. The sky is not just a limit but an interconnected resource network, a vast, endless web that, with wisdom and care, sustains life among the stars. Guided by stewardship and innovation, humanity can forge a new era of harmony and everlasting discovery, turning space into a shared legacy of prosperity and environmental respect. This vision calls for a shift from conquest to custodianship, from depletion to renewal, a cosmic dance of life that endures across eons and distances, ensuring not just survival but a flourishing existence among the stars. As humanity ventures into deep space, establishing colonies on distant planets, it's important to consider how long-term space living might impact Earth's environment and global ecology. These effects could be subtle or profound, altering the delicate balance of our home world and challenging our interconnectedness. One immediate impact is the potential reduction of human activity on Earth itself. As more people establish permanent habitats elsewhere, the pressure on Earth's natural resources might decrease. Fewer individuals relying on terrestrial agriculture, mining, and manufacturing could lessen environmental degradation, such as deforestation, pollution, and habitat destruction, leading to cleaner air, rivers, and ecosystems. The widespread urbanization and industrialization that have caused ecological harm might slow, allowing Earth's ecosystems a chance to recover and rebalance. However, this shift could have unintended consequences. A rapid decline in Earth's population may destabilize economies and social systems, prompting geopolitical changes. Countries that once competed for natural resources might reduce exploitation, but this could also lead to economic downturns, unemployment, and social upheaval. Such disruptions might paradoxically increase environmental strain as nations scramble for survival. The technologies and materials developed for space habitats, lightweight composites, bioengineered tissues, advanced propulsion, would influence our manufacturing and consumption patterns. Innovations driven by space needs could find their way back to Earth, improving environmental management, renewable energy, and pollution control. Conversely, space manufacturing, producing goods in orbit or on other planets, might reduce the demand for terrestrial mining and agriculture. While this could lower Earth's ecological footprint, it risks disconnecting human activity from natural systems. If more goods are produced off-planet, Earth's ecosystems may receive less attention, As global supply chains become increasingly detached from environmental realities, long-term space living could also reshape humanity's collective attitude toward resources. As space habitats develop advanced recycling, waste management, and closed-loop life support systems, new philosophies of sustainability might emerge. We might adopt values emphasizing conservation and efficiency, influenced by space's resource limitations. These attitudes could influence Earth's environmental policies, encouraging more responsible stewardship of our planet. Concerns about extraterrestrial contamination are another challenge. Human exploration and colonization might bring back alien microbes or materials, risking invasive species or pathogens that could threaten Earth's biosphere. Strict biosecurity measures would be essential, fostering a global perspective on planetary protection that transcends borders. It would become crucial to prevent ecological upheavals caused by cross-planetary exchange. Mining resources from asteroids or the Moon could also have effects on celestial bodies. Large-scale extraction might disturb lunar or asteroid environments, altering surface stability or trajectories, and impact local processes. While such effects are currently speculative, future technologies might enable mitigation or even utilization of such impacts for planetary defense, like asteroid deflection or resource regulation. Climate change remains a pressing concern. If space-based habitats reduce Earth's reliance on fossil fuels by adopting cleaner energy solutions for their needs, greenhouse gas emissions could decrease. However, shifts in economics and politics, if driven by space ambitions, might cause neglect of Earth's climate issues, especially if humanity becomes more focused on cosmic exploration. The outcome depends on whether space endeavours inspire a sustainable mindset or foster complacency about Earth's fragile climate. A significant outcome of space expansion is a potential cultural shift in human values. As more humans live in interconnected space communities, their relationship with Earth could evolve from dependence to stewardship. They might see Earth as a precious living home worth protecting, even if physically distant. This consciousness could inspire new environmental movements, motivating generations to care for Earth more deeply than before. The interconnectedness of our evolution in space and Earth's ecological health presents a complex web of cause and effect. We may face a crossroads where our capacity and willingness to adapt environmentally, technologically, and socially will determine whether our cosmic ambitions lead to planetary harmony or unintentional harm. The coming centuries offer both challenges and opportunities to redefine sustainability and our relationship with Earth, even as we reach among the stars. The future holds the potential for humans to live in a more symbiotic relationship with our planet, driven by the lessons learned from our long journey into space and the realization that our survival depends on balancing space exploration with planetary stewardship. The idea of terraforming other planets evokes both awe and scientific curiosity. Could humanity, after millennia in space, transform distant worlds into new homes? The answer is complex, involving technological, biological, and ethical considerations that evolve with our capabilities. Imagine Mars, a barren, cold desert marked by ancient riverbeds and rust-coloured dust. The notion of turning it into a lush, Earth-like environment seems science fiction, but future advancements could make it possible. The core concept involves modifying the atmosphere, temperature, and surface to support human life without constant life support systems. One approach is to release greenhouse gases, such as carbon dioxide or methane, into the Martian atmosphere. These gases could thicken the thin, frigid atmosphere, trapping heat and raising surface temperatures. Over centuries, this process, atmospheric thickening, might create a more hospitable environment. Scientists are exploring large-scale terraforming machines, mechanical reflectors to warm the planet, or genetically engineered microbes to produce greenhouse gases internally. But terraforming isn't just about warming a planet. The soil and surface materials need transformation as well. Martian regolith lacks the nutrients necessary for Earth plants. Genetically modified organisms, including specially engineered bacteria, could break down rocks, release nutrients, and establish ecosystems supporting plant life. Initially hardy mosses and lichens, then grasses, shrubs, and eventually trees. This bioengineering could mimic natural succession, fostering a sustainable biosphere. Creating an open, breathable atmosphere is also essential. Oxygen production is critical. Future technologies might harness genetically modified cyanobacteria or algae to efficiently convert carbon dioxide into oxygen, shaping an atmosphere similar to Earth's. As the atmosphere stabilizes, water cycles would develop, forming clouds, rain, and rivers, transformations that could take thousands to tens of thousands of years. Challenges are significant. Mars's gravity, about a third of Earth's, could influence how gases and fluids behave during terraforming, making it difficult to maintain a stable environment. Conversely, planets like Venus, with thick, hostile atmospheres and runaway greenhouse effects, would require different strategies. Cooling and removing excess gases, introducing reflective shields, or engineering microbes to process and sequester gases differently. Some scientists consider engineering moons or planetary fragments as seed worlds, stabilizing their environments as steps toward larger terraforming projects. Modifying asteroids offers another avenue, redirecting smaller bodies to deposit volatiles or metals, enriching planetary surfaces needed for future habitation. Yet terraforming raises profound ethical questions. Do humans have the right to reshape other worlds? Might we disturb primitive microbial life or alien ecosystems? Could unintentional consequences, like releasing harmful gases or destabilizing climates, endanger colonists or the broader cosmos? These questions require careful deliberation as we extend our reach into space. Mars might serve as a blueprint, an environment where humanity learns to coexist with new worlds. Other planets or moons, like Jupiter's Europa or Saturn's Titan, also present intriguing possibilities. Though these worlds have extreme conditions, subsurface oceans or thick atmospheres, they might be transformed into environments capable of supporting life, perhaps with genetically engineered organisms adapted to their extremes. Looking ahead, the idea of creating entirely new worlds, beyond current imagination, becomes tantalizing. Could we seed life on distant exoplanets, or engineer localized spaces with Earth-like conditions, using advanced nanotechnology and bioengineering? Building habitable environments from scratch may someday transcend our current understanding of planetary science, making the cosmos more accessible for human life. Ultimately, terraforming blends scientific pursuit with human curiosity. As our knowledge and technology deepen, the boundary between science fiction and reality blurs. We stand at the dawn of an era where transforming hostile worlds into thriving ecosystems might become one of humanity's most ambitious and inspiring endeavors. The universe, once seen as an untouched frontier, could evolve into a network of habitable worlds shaped by our ingenuity and stewardship. The question is not just whether we can terraform, but whether we have the wisdom to do so responsibly, guiding this immense potential with respect, foresight, and stewardship for all life, terrestrial or otherwise. 657 words. As humanity reaches beyond Earth into the depths of space, the question arises, will we ever encounter extraterrestrial civilizations after 20,000 years among the stars? The universe is colossal, filled with billions of galaxies, each hosting billions of stars and potentially trillions of planets. The odds of crossing paths with another intelligent civilization remain one of the greatest mysteries as we evolve, explore, and expand across space-time. The universe is approximately 13.8 billion years old, during which countless worlds have risen, fallen, and civilizations have advanced and declined. If humans persist for 20,000 years, or even hundreds of thousands, encountering other sentient beings depends on many factors: the prevalence of life-bearing planets, development of intelligence, the longevity of civilizations, and our ability to detect signs of their existence. A fundamental consideration is how common life truly is. In the past, life was thought rare, confined to Earth. Today, discoveries of extremophiles thriving in harsh environments and thousands of exoplanets with inhabitable zones suggest life might be widespread. The idea that life could be common raises the possibility that civilizations are scattered across the universe, possibly waiting millions of years to be detected or encountered. However, the development of intelligence and technology is another key aspect. Even if life is abundant, the leap to intelligent civilizations capable of communicating across light years introduces uncertainty. The probability that life evolves toward technological societies capable of emitting detectable signals remains uncertain. Many Earth species thrived for millions of years, but only achieved radio communication in recent centuries. The window for detectable activity could be brief, perhaps just a few hundred or thousand years from a cosmic perspective. Imagine a civilization that emerges, develops communication methods like radio or laser signals, then self-destructs or shifts away from detectable signals centuries later. The chances of our signals intersecting with theirs or vice versa depend on timing, distance, and technological overlap. Our own signals have been emitted for less than a century and weaken with distance. Over 20,000 years, civilizations could rise and fall, leaving no trace in the cosmos by the time we reach our milestones. Some civilizations might choose to transcend electromagnetic signals altogether, developing advanced communication methods, such as neutrinos or entanglement-based technologies, that are currently beyond our reach. Widespread use of such methods could vastly increase the chances of discovering extraterrestrial life or civilizations, as signals or evidence could travel faster or more reliably across space. Advances in artificial intelligence and autonomous probes could also change the search. Self-sustaining, long-lasting probes might survey distant systems, relay data across thousands of light years, and even attempt contact. These probes could serve as cosmic messengers, bringing back evidence of other civilizations or signs of past life. The galaxy's vast interstellar distances pose another barrier. Traveling between stars at significant fractions of light speed would take years or centuries. The development of faster-than-light travel, though speculative, could revolutionize contact. If humanity or other civilizations achieve warp drives or wormholes, the scale of cosmic interaction expands exponentially. Encounters would no longer be limited by light speed constraints. Civilizations could merge, exchange knowledge, or cooperate across galaxies. Yet, the universe's apparent silence and the rarity of detectable signals may indicate something profound. Intelligence may be exceedingly rare or short-lived. The Great Filter hypothesis suggests many civilizations self-destruct, face insurmountable challenges, or fail to sustain long-term technological growth. After 20,000 years, humanity might be among the few or the only sentient species remaining in an otherwise silent cosmos. If we do encounter extraterrestrial civilizations, the contact will likely be complex and nuanced. Evidence might include biosignatures, remnants of ancient civilizations, or direct contact if they choose to communicate. Our signals could reach civilizations far more advanced, leading to exchanges of knowledge, culture, or cosmic philosophies. Ultimately, whether humans will meet extraterrestrial civilizations after 20,000 years depends on cosmic factors: how widespread life is, how civilizations develop and endure, how their communication technologies evolve, and our own progress in detection and exploration. The universe may be silent, filled with unseen life, or an endless symphony waiting for the right moment, method, or cosmic luck to finally bring us into contact with our fellow travelers among the stars. As humanity ventures into interstellar space, establishing protocols and ethics for contact with extraterrestrial civilizations is crucial. These guidelines act as moral compasses, ensuring curiosity and ambition do not override respect, responsibility, and caution. A universal code of conduct, developed through international collaboration and deep ethical reflection, would be essential for navigating the moral complexities of interstellar interaction. Transparency and honesty are fundamental. Humanity must approach extraterrestrial communication with integrity, avoiding deception or ambiguity. Before initiating contact, we should publicly share our intentions, emphasizing mutual understanding rather than conquest. Such openness fosters trust, prevents misunderstandings, and reduces the risk of conflict or fear. Respect for sovereignty and independence is central. Recognizing that alien civilizations may have their own cultures and laws, humanity would adopt humility, refraining from imposing our values or assuming superiority. Contact would be conducted sensitively, respecting their autonomy and avoiding aggressive or intrusive behaviors. This echoes diplomatic principles on Earth, scaled for cosmic interactions. Non-interference would be deeply ingrained. We should avoid actions that could disrupt alien societies, ecosystems, or technological development. Similar to the Prime Directive, interference should occur only if necessary or invited. This principle aims to prevent cultural contamination, ecological destabilization, or technological dependencies that could hinder alien evolution. Conservation and sustainability would guide technological and resource use. As our communication abilities and probes expand, we would be ethically bound to minimize environmental impact across cosmic scales. This might involve non-invasive sensors, responsible resource management, and careful planning to prevent depletion or damage, whether natural or artificial. Shared knowledge and mutual benefit would underpin our contact protocols. Humanity would seek reciprocal exchanges, sharing scientific data, cultural expressions, or technological innovations, while respecting alien autonomy. Data exchanges would be based on mutual consent, avoiding coercion or disruption, and considering other species' preferences. Ethical considerations include the potential influence of communication on alien societies. Humanity must assess whether sharing knowledge or technology could cause harm, such as enabling destructive weaponry, societal instability, or dependency. Protocols might include boundaries on information sharing and pacing exchanges to ensure influence remains constructive and does not hinder alien development. Humility and caution are vital when dealing with advanced civilizations. Recognizing that highly developed species may have far superior technology or knowledge, humans would proceed carefully. This could involve establishing international bodies or coalitions responsible for managing interstellar contact. Such institutions would evaluate risks, develop guidelines, and make collective, responsible decisions. Verification protocols would be essential in confirming the authenticity and intentions of extraterrestrial signals before sharing sensitive data or engaging further. This layered approach helps prevent deception, misinformation, or malicious interference, ensuring that responses are based on accurate assessments. Contingency plans for misunderstandings or conflicts would be critical. Protocols would include diplomatic responses, cultural sensitivity, and peaceful resolution strategies. Humanity must be prepared to de-escalate tensions through dialogue, respecting differences and avoiding violence. Recognizing that conflicts may arise from miscommunication, steps for peaceful resolution are necessary. A key principle is respect for all life and consciousness, along with responsibility and exploration. Acting as responsible cosmic neighbors involves humility, ethical awareness, and a commitment to peaceful coexistence. These moral anchors would help us remain grounded amid the vast unknown, ensuring our cosmic journey unfolds with integrity, compassion, and respect for the universe's diversity. International cooperation and dedicated institutions would be essential in crafting these guidelines. Such bodies would oversee evaluation of risks, development of protocols, and decision-making reflecting shared values. This collaborative approach ensures humanity approaches extraterrestrial engagement ethically, responsibly, and prudently. While the scope of contact remains uncertain, ethical foresight is crucial. Any interaction could have profound consequences. Establishing clear, thoughtful protocols rooted in respect, transparency, humility, and caution will help humanity navigate the cosmos with integrity. A cautious, ethically grounded approach would prioritize minimizing harm, fostering trust, and promoting mutual understanding. This approach would safeguard both our species and others we encounter, ensuring expansion into the universe reflects our highest ideals. Interstellar contact protocols should emphasize honesty, respect, non-interference, sustainability, shared benefit, and caution. By establishing international oversight, verification processes, and peaceful resolution strategies, humanity can responsibly approach the cosmic unknown. These principles would serve as moral anchors, guiding us to act ethically and compassionately as we venture beyond Earth. Respect for all life and consciousness, acting responsibly, and fostering kindness and humility would define us as we explore the universe. This foundation would shape a future based on wisdom, trust, and mutual regard, guiding humanity's first steps into the infinite cosmos. As humanity ventures further into the cosmos and encounters other intelligent life forms, the landscape of diplomacy is poised to transform in unpredictable ways. Communication may evolve beyond language, rooted in a confluence of biology, technology, and cultural exchange. Our diplomatic interactions, shaped by centuries of cooperation and conflict among ourselves, will serve as a foundation for engaging with entities whose cognitive frameworks, perceptions, and values could differ radically from ours. Initially, contact with other intelligent species will likely be characterized by curiosity, cautious diplomacy, and a desire to avoid missteps that could escalate into conflict. Humanity will develop new protocols, informed by historical lessons and the understanding that words can be as powerful as weapons. These protocols might include specialized ambassadors, augmented with advanced neural interfaces, capable of perceiving subtle signals and interpreting intentions behind unfamiliar gestures or communications. The goal will be to establish common ground where meaning transcends language barriers, A fascinating possibility is the emergence of a universal communicative framework, possibly a galactic Esperanto, based on principles of information exchange, logic, and empathy. This system could employ quantum entanglement or advanced technologies to enable instant understanding across vast distances, reducing miscommunication and building trust from the start. Over generations, diplomatic training will evolve to focus on recognizing cultural nuances encoded within different species' cognition, not just linguistic proficiency. The nature of diplomacy might shift from hierarchical negotiations to a decentralized symbiotic approach. Artificial intelligences tailored for interspecies diplomacy could serve as unbiased mediators, translating cultural values and ensuring negotiations remain fair and mutually beneficial. These AI diplomats, continually learning and adapting, would act as intermediaries and cultural anthropologists, deciphering and respecting diverse perspectives. Ethical considerations will take center stage in interspecies diplomacy. Humanity's own experiences with ethical dilemmas, such as environmental stewardship, genetic modification, and technological sovereignty, will shape our approach to respecting the rights and autonomy of alien civilizations. The concept of sovereignty may be redefined, embracing cooperation and cohabitation over domination or resource extraction. Negotiations might extend beyond territories and resources to encompass consciousness itself, through shared memories, collective experiences, or even the integration of minds across species boundaries. Conflict resolution will be fundamentally reshaped. Instead of warfare or coercion, diplomacy could focus on empathy-driven consensus building, facilitated by immersive shared reality environments where different species can experience each other's perceptions directly. Holographic immersions, virtual realities, or neural interfaces could allow species to walk in each other's worlds, fostering understanding that surpasses words and superficial exchanges. Humans, with innate curiosity and adaptability, may develop diplomatic customs involving rituals and symbols that honor the diversity of intelligence across the universe. Elaborate ceremonies or shared rituals could serve as diplomatic gestures, emphasizing mutual respect rather than transactional agreements. These customs might reinforce bonds grounded in curiosity, exploration, and sustainability, serving as universal tokens of commitment beyond language and culture. Encountering other sentient beings would lead to a dramatic shift in perspective, our understanding of intelligence, consciousness, and life itself. Humanity's diplomatic ethos will be driven by the realization that we are part of an intricate web of life spanning the cosmos. This awareness will foster humility, inspiring alliances based on shared purpose rather than conquest, emphasizing cooperation over dominance. Over time, diplomatic exchanges could evolve into collaborative networks resembling a cosmic society, where species share knowledge, innovations, art, and philosophy across stellar distances. These alliances might resemble a vast interstellar federation, an interconnected web of civilizations upholding principles of peace, curiosity, and mutual growth. Through such interactions, humanity will learn from others and contribute to a collective consciousness, a tapestry woven from diverse beings' insights, continuously reshaping our identity, rooted in exploration and empathy. In forging these new diplomatic paradigms, humans will recognize that genuine strength in interstellar relationships lies in understanding and adaptation. Whether dealing with silicon-based intelligences, bioengineered beings, or entirely alien consciousnesses, diplomacy will remain rooted in respect. Despite differences, the fundamental desire to coexist and flourish will persist across all forms of life. Our capacity to listen, learn, and adapt will be essential, guiding us toward relationships built on mutual trust and shared purpose, fostering a universe where diverse forms of intelligence can thrive side by side. As humanity reaches out across countless worlds, nestled among stars or floating in the void, the question of communication becomes urgent and complex. Would we develop shared languages or methods across species? The answer involves more than practical understanding. It's about connecting, sharing ideas, and forging bonds beyond biological and cultural boundaries. Imagine a future where humans and alien intelligences coexist or interact within massive habitats or on terraformed planets. Languages once confined to Earth, sounds and symbols would evolve or be crafted to bridge biological and cognitive differences. The first step might be universal translation systems powered by AI, capable of deciphering complex signals. These translators wouldn't be static. They would learn and adapt, understanding tone, emotion, and cultural context shaping communication. Such advanced tools could model neural networks that simulate language comprehension, but on a deeper level. Instead of merely translating words, they might decode neural impulses or bioelectrical signals, enabling direct mental exchanges that bypass linguistic barriers. Individuals from different worlds, biological or artificial, could share ideas, feelings, and knowledge with near-instant clarity, far surpassing current language limits. But would that suffice? Language is more than words. It's a vessel of culture, identity, and shared experience. As diverse species and civilizations communicate, new languages might emerge, hybrid forms combining vocabularies, gestures, or even electromagnetic signals. These could incorporate symbols, patterns, or modulations unique to each species, creating layered methods of conveying information. Entire new modalities might develop: telepathic exchanges via bioengineering or quantum-linked consciousness, or symbiotic digital organisms acting as conversation intermediaries. In this future, communication might transcend spoken or written language. Imagine shared holographic displays projecting symbols directly into minds, or bioengineered neural interfaces allowing thoughts to flow seamlessly across species. The sender and receiver boundaries would blur, producing a shared linguistic universe that evolves with cultural shifts. Such systems would be adaptable, capable of encoding complex ideas, emotions, and abstractions beyond individual species' reach. The drive for cross-species understanding would also challenge notions of intelligence and consciousness. If vastly different species can communicate effortlessly, our ideas of individual identity and cultural uniqueness would be questioned. This could foster a collective cosmic sense of community, an acknowledgement that intelligence manifests in myriad forms, each deserving respect. Ethical concerns would arise too. Would we seek to understand alien species solely for mutual benefit, or respect their sovereignty and modes of expression? Privacy, consent, and mental integrity would become key considerations. Transparency and trust would underpin interactions, fostering alliances across worlds. Shared languages could spark a scientific and technological renaissance. Knowledge about space-time, terraforming, and advanced medicine might be communicated instantly across species. Such understanding could lead to unprecedented collaboration, making Earth's past scientific revolution seem modest by comparison. Despite technological advances, diversity in communication styles would remain vital. Different species might retain unique languages and methods, enriching rather than homogenizing the collective. This mosaic of expression would reflect the universe's diversity of life and consciousness. Each species' perspective would expand a shared reservoir of knowledge. As humanity evolves alongside other sentient beings, communication becomes more than simple exchange. It's an act of connection. It defines our capacity for empathy, collaboration, and co-creation, enabling countless life forms and intelligences to flourish together. Developing shared languages isn't just an engineering or linguistic challenge. It's rooted in our desire to belong, understand, and be understood in an infinite universe bursting with possibilities. This future would facilitate deeper understanding and cooperation among diverse beings. Language and communication systems wouldn't just bridge differences, but foster new ways of relating, experiencing, and knowing. Cross-species dialogue would enhance our ability to solve complex problems, explore the cosmos, and create shared visions of the future. Furthermore, these communication advancements might unlock insights into consciousness itself. By understanding alien perceptions and thought processes, we could redefine our views on intelligence and existence. Such interactions could lead to mutual growth, expanding our understanding of what it means to be sentient and aware. The potential envisions a future where understanding fosters peace and collaboration. As shared languages evolve, so too will empathy and trust. The universe could become a tapestry of interconnected minds, weaving diverse perspectives into a harmonious whole. In this vision, communication isn't merely technical. It is rooted in curiosity, respect, and a universal desire to connect. Ultimately, the quest for shared understanding across species will shape the future of interstellar civilization. It's more than technology. It's about overcoming barriers of biology, culture, and perception. As we open ourselves to these possibilities, we embrace the infinite potential of life and consciousness in the universe, united by the profound human and alien drive to connect and understand. As humanity expands into space and establishes colonies on distant worlds, encounters with other civilizations or species become inevitable. Such contact has the potential to foster profound cultural exchanges, ideas, philosophies, art and languages blending in unprecedented ways. Imagine a thriving settlement where human traditions merge with alien customs, creating a vibrant tapestry of shared histories. These exchanges can spark revolutionary shifts in thought, challenging long-held views on morality, art, governance, and spirituality from diverse evolutionary paths. Conversely, contact can also lead to misunderstandings and conflicts that ripple through interstellar society. Differences in language, perception, and norms might cause miscommunication or misconceptions. Without careful diplomacy and respect for diversity, tensions could escalate over resources, territory, or ideological differences. Some colonies might cling to their traditions or fear losing their cultural identities, resisting external influence or rebelling against perceived homogenization. In a universe where resources are finite and survival depends on cooperation, these disagreements threaten fragile harmony among interstellar communities. Conflicts extend beyond misunderstandings. Civilizations evolve over millennia, with motivations, goals, and morals diverging radically. One society might prioritize technological advancement at ecological costs, leading to confrontations with others seeking balance and preservation. Differences in social structures, hierarchical versus egalitarian, collective versus individualist, could produce friction, especially if planetary or alien norms clash with space-adapted norms. Such disparities may foster suspicion, fear, or hostility, especially if resources are scarce, or if one group perceives another as a threat to survival or ideological purity. Contact might also trigger complex political and strategic calculations. Some civilizations could see it as an opportunity for alliances, mutual defense, or technological collaboration. Others might perceive it as a threat needing containment. The impulse to assert dominance over new allies could lead to competition, arms races, or covert efforts to influence or suppress cultures. These dynamics, amplified by vast distances, timelines, and resource stakes, could resemble terrestrial conflicts, but on a grander scale. Ethical dilemmas surrounding contact add another layer of complexity. When humans encounter intelligent species, questions arise about interference, resource exploitation, or cultural assimilation. Should humanity follow a policy of non-interference and respect alien sovereignty? Or might pragmatic motives lead to intervention, sharing knowledge, aiding development, or seeking strategic gains? The choices made could foster peaceful coexistence or ignite long-lasting resentment and hostility. Deciding whether to integrate or respect independence involves moral considerations that could shape interstellar relations for centuries. Within human civilization itself, the evolution of cultures across colonies over 20,000 years in space might produce distinct identities, dialects, or rivalries. What begins as a shared Earth origin could diverge into separate yet intertwined narratives. Such divergence might deepen cultural appreciation or breed suspicion and hostility. Some communities could become insular, wary of external influences and alien contact, while others might embrace diversity as vital to their identity. These paths influence interactions, determining whether societies unify or fracture further. Amid these potentials for harmony and discord, communication and empathy are vital. Advances in language translation, cultural understanding, and diplomatic protocols are essential tools for navigating complex relationships. Humanity's capacity for adaptation, compassion, and learning from history will help determine whether encounters lead to cooperation or conflict. Lessons from past conflicts, prejudice, conquest, reconciliation, shared understanding should guide future interactions, emphasizing restraint, respect, and empathy. The vastness of space reflects human nature as much as it offers a frontier for exploration. Contact with other civilizations, biological, technological, or cultural, holds great potential for enriching human life. It could elevate art, philosophy, science, and foster a more interconnected universe. However, space also highlights the fragility of peace. As the universe expands, so does the need for wisdom, restraint, and moral clarity. The course of interstellar diplomacy, whether fruitful or tumultuous, depends on the choices humanity makes as it ventures into the cosmic unknown. The universe mirrors humanity's best and worst tendencies, a reflection of our capacity for cooperation or conflict. Encounters with other civilizations require careful decisions about engagement, respect, and morality to shape future relations. The vastness offers endless possibilities for growth but demands humility, understanding, and patience. Success hinges on balancing curiosity with caution, ambition with responsibility. How humanity approaches contact will determine whether encounters bring peace, mutual growth, or division. The choices made today will echo through future generations and distant worlds. Only through careful diplomacy, empathy, and moral clarity can we navigate this frontier successfully. Ultimately, the universe's potential for harmony and conflict highlights the importance of human values. As we reach outward into the stars, we must act with compassion, humility, and a commitment to understanding. Interstellar relations, whether they flourish or falter, depend on our ability to balance curiosity and moral responsibility. We must forge a future where diverse civilizations coexist peacefully or learn from their differences. The path ahead is uncertain, but the importance of wise stewardship has never been clearer. Success depends on recognizing the need for patience, respect, and ethical decision-making in every encounter as we explore the cosmic frontier, shaping a future of cooperation or conflict based on the choices we make now. As humanity extends into space diplomacy becomes vital for our survival and prosperity. When the stars are no longer distant points but interconnected hubs of human civilization, the relationships we build across cosmic boundaries will shape our legacy for millennia. Initially, space diplomacy primarily involved terrestrial negotiations over territory, resources, and scientific collaboration. But 20,000 years later, its scope has expanded dramatically. It now includes agreements to govern sharing celestial resources, regulate interstellar trade routes, and maintain peace among human colonies spread across different planets, moons, and habitats. Diplomacy isn't limited to Earth treaties, but is embedded into the governance of entire worlds and star systems. One critical role of space diplomacy is preventing conflicts over resources. As humanity mines asteroids, extracts water from moons, or terraforms planets, disputes over ownership could lead to catastrophic conflicts. Developing universally accepted frameworks based on fairness, sustainability, and shared stewardship will be essential. These agreements act as diplomatic glue, ensuring no faction seeks dominance or exploitation, but fosters cooperative benefits for all humanity. Equally important is establishing protocols for peaceful coexistence among diverse civilizations, including those from different cultures, technologies, or philosophies. As humans diversify across the stars, encounters with extraterrestrial intelligences or other human colonies are inevitable. Space diplomacy must develop channels for communication, mutual understanding, and conflict resolution that transcend language, ideological, or worldview differences. These frameworks would serve as foundations for peaceful interspecies or interhuman relations, preventing misunderstandings that could escalate into conflict. Diplomacy also plays a pivotal role in balancing scientific exploration with ethical responsibility. As we manipulate planetary environments, clone, or modify life forms, diplomatic negotiations must ensure respect for celestial sovereignty and moral standards. Debates about terraforming pristine exoplanets or managing synthetic life will be mediated via shared ethics and international consensus. As space law matures, building on treaties like the Outer Space Treaty, it will become a more sophisticated field. It will encompass proactive diplomacy to anticipate future challenges, with institutions mediating and regulating space activities. Such frameworks will help spacefaring civilizations uphold peaceful principles and resolve disputes without violence. Moreover, space diplomacy would facilitate cultural exchange and preserve human heritage across generations on different planets. As communities evolve their customs and norms, diplomatic channels will promote dialogue, understanding, and respect, avoiding cultural silos or conflicts over identity. Multicultural councils would ensure that cultural growth remains inclusive, maintaining a unified human story woven from diverse threads. Another important aspect is defining humanity's place in the cosmos. Encounters with extraterrestrial life or interstellar travel will raise questions about our responsibilities and rights in the universe. Should we prioritize preserving alien ecosystems or regulate first contact? Space diplomacy will serve as a compass, guiding us through these ethical questions, balancing curiosity, responsibility, and caution. Furthermore, adaptability and foresight are key. As technology and understanding evolve, diplomatic frameworks must remain flexible enough to adapt to unforeseen circumstances, be they technological breakthroughs, threats, or new opportunities. Constructing resilient, transparent diplomatic institutions will foster trust among dispersed colonies, ensuring cooperation remains the norm amid the expanding frontier. In the end, space diplomacy is more than a tool for managing interstellar issues. It embodies human maturity. It demonstrates our capacity to collaborate despite differences, prioritize peace, and work toward a collective future among the stars. It reflects our deepest aspirations for harmony, understanding, and ethical stewardship as we venture into the infinite beyond with hope and responsibility. It is essential for creating a sustainable, peaceful, and inclusive celestial future. As humanity pushes outward, diplomacy will be the guiding framework that ensures cooperation, peace, and shared progress, shaping our destiny in the universe. It is a testament to our ability to rise above conflict and division, forging bonds across cosmic divides and writing a collective story among the stars. Through effective diplomacy, we can uphold peace and foster unity as our reach continues to extend into the endless depths of space, ensuring that our journey is guided by cooperation, ethics, and shared human values. After 20,000 years adrift among the stars, the purpose of human life would likely have evolved into something deeply intertwined with the very fabric of existence itself. No longer anchored solely to earthly pursuits, humanity might find meaning in the ongoing quest to understand the universe's profound mysteries, to forge connections across galaxies, and to craft new narratives of purpose born from cosmic exploration. In this distant future, humans might see themselves not just as inhabitants of a planet, but as active participants in a vast, interconnected cosmic community. Their purpose could shift toward the stewardship of life, knowledge, and stability across multiple worlds. The drive to explore would continue, but it might transcend survival or curiosity alone. It could become a sacred endeavor, an effort to uncover the universe's hidden codes, to decipher the origins of life, and to understand humanity's place amid the cosmic tapestry. As generations pass, the boundaries of individual purpose might blur into a collective consciousness that spans civilizations. Education and cultural development could evolve into continuous lifelong pursuits, not solely for personal fulfillment, but for advancing the collective wisdom of human civilization. Art, philosophy, and spirituality would likely blossom in endless new forms, reflecting a society that sees itself as both creator and recipient of cosmic insights. Humanity's spiritual fabric might expand to embrace notions of unity with the universe, seeing itself as an integral thread woven into the grand cosmic design. The purpose of life, in this distant future, might also involve the safeguarding and nurturing of life itself, whether on settled planets, in artificial habitats, or in newly discovered worlds. If humanity is successful in engineering sustainable habitats and maintaining ecological balance across multiple colonies, then their purpose would include ensuring that life flourishes in environments that are, by necessity, different from Earth's. They might view their role as cosmic custodians, responsible for the preservation and proliferation of consciousness and diversity in a universe that continually expands. A fundamental purpose could revolve around continuous self-transcendence, an unending journey toward higher understanding, enlightenment, and harmony. As technology and genetics evolve, perhaps humans see themselves as evolving not just biologically but spiritually. They might aim to achieve states of consciousness beyond current understanding, pushing the boundaries of what it means to be human, and perhaps even seeking to connect with extraterrestrial intelligences or consciousnesses. The quest for transcendent knowledge could become the ultimate purpose, guiding their pursuits across light years. Humans might also find purpose in facilitating mutual understanding among diverse civilizations. Space might be dotted with countless intelligent species, each with their own histories, philosophies, and ways of life. A vital purpose could emerge as a cosmic diplomacy, building bridges where once there were barriers, fostering cooperation instead of conflict. The goal would be to nurture a shared cosmic culture rooted in ethics, empathy, and respect, ensuring that development and exploration serve the common good. Throughout this evolution, curiosity would remain a core element, an unquenchable hunger to explore, to learn, and to uncover new realms of consciousness and existence. Purpose would not be fixed but dynamic, continually shifting as new frontiers are reached and new questions arise. The journey itself, moving outward into the unknown, would become a sacred pilgrimage, a testament to humanity's resilience, ingenuity, and eternal hope. In the end, after 20,000 years in space, humanity's purpose might crystallize into one overarching vision: to serve as stewards and seekers of all that nature, consciousness, and the universe have to offer. They would see themselves as cosmic voyagers, caretakers of life's ongoing story, driven by an insatiable desire to understand, to create, and to evolve, with each step forward revealing more of the universe's endless, wondrous potential. As humanity drifts further into the cosmic ocean, our understanding of identity and existence begins to stretch and reshape in ways we can scarcely imagine today. No longer bound solely to the terrestrial origins of our ancestors, our sense of self will become a multifaceted tapestry woven from countless interstellar threads. In the vastness of space, with generations born aboard starships and within alien environments, our concept of what it means to be human will be challenged, redefined, and expanded beyond recognition. For many, the idea of identity will no longer be confined to a singular, fixed essence rooted in the biological or cultural traits of Earth. Instead, it will evolve into a fluid, dynamic construct, shaped by our ongoing interactions with new worlds, technologies, and communities. As genetic modifications and cybernetic enhancements become commonplace, humans might sport identities defined as much by their digital avatars or neural implants as by their physical bodies. A person might possess multiple personas, one rooted in their biological origins, another in a virtual existence, perhaps even more, interacting seamlessly within a multifaceted self that shifts with context and desire. The boundaries between the physical and the virtual will blur, allowing for a layered understanding of identity that incorporates both tangible presence and intangible consciousness. The experience of living across diverse environments, microgravity, planetary surfaces, or artificially constructed habitats, will further influence our perception of existence. Humans may come to see themselves as beings capable of inhabiting an array of forms and states, each one expressing a different facet of their identity depending on the setting. A person might feel equally at home in the depths of a spacious Martian dome, the corridors of a deep space station, or the virtual landscapes of shared digital worlds. This multiplicity of existence could foster a more pluralistic view of the self, one that embraces change, adaptation, and hybridity. As our perceptual tools grow more refined through neural interfaces and augmented realities, our sense of time and space will deepen and diversify. Instantaneous communication across light years might make distant friends and communities feel immediate and intimate, dissolving the old notions of separation and fostering a collective identity that spans entire star systems. Humanity's shared experience of exploration, discovery, and survival in the face of cosmic vastness could forge a new, overarching identity, an interstellar kinship built on cooperation, curiosity, and mutual dependence. Yet this expansion of the self doesn't abolish individual uniqueness, rather, it accentuates it. The myriad influences of alien cultures, technologies, and environments will inspire each person to craft a personal narrative infused with diverse elements. Storytelling, art, and spiritual practices will incorporate new symbols and meanings, reflecting our ongoing quest to understand our place in a universe teeming with mysteries. Spirituality might evolve into a cosmic consciousness, one that recognizes the interconnectedness of all life, seeking harmony not just within ourselves but across the stars. In this new era of existence, questions of identity will become more profound and more nuanced. Who are we when our memories, personalities, or even physical forms can be edited or expanded? What does it mean to be authentic in a universe where transformation is constant? Humanity's enduring pursuit will be to find stability amidst change, seeking anchors within a sea of flux. Perhaps our deepest challenge will be to maintain a sense of purpose and integrity, even as the definition of self shifts and multiplies. Ultimately, our understanding of existence will mirror our journey through the cosmos itself, an ongoing voyage into the unknown, driven by curiosity and the desire to comprehend the infinite. We will come to see ourselves not as static beings confined to a small planet, but as evolving entities, cosmic travelers with limitless potential to grow, to connect, and to redefine what it truly means to be human. As humanity ventures further into the boundless expanse of space and evolves over tens of thousands of years, a profound question surfaces. Will the concept of humanity, as we've known it, still hold relevance? Today, our understanding of what it means to be human is rooted in shared biology, cultural narratives, social bonds, and collective history. But over millennia, as biological and cultural shifts accelerate in response to alien environments, technological enhancements, and the blending of diverse interstellar communities, that familiar sense of identity may be reshaped or even fundamentally transformed. Imagine a future where human bodies are no longer limited by Earth's gravity or atmosphere. Through genetic editing, cybernetic implants, and bioengineering, humans might evolve into a variety of forms specialized for different habitats, some adapted to the low gravity of Mars colonies, others to the crushing pressures of worlds deep within alien oceans. These variations could lead to a mosaic of physical identities, making the one-size-fits-all concept of human biology feel increasingly obsolete. Would we still see ourselves as a single species, or would we begin to recognize ourselves as multiple, uniquely adapted groups, a collection of human variants? Culturally, the rapid expansion across space could lead to the development of diverse civilizations, each forging their own myths, languages, and spiritual beliefs grounded in their unique environments and experiences. Think of how Earth's ancient tribes, isolated on different continents, developed distinct cultures over the ages. Now, imagine communities scattered across different planets, moons, or even free-floating habitats, each cultivating their own traditions. Over time, these differences could become so pronounced that the original shared narrative of humanity as a single cultural entity might fade, replaced by many localized identities. Yet, perhaps a new common thread might emerge, a sense of kinship rooted not solely in biology or shared history, but in a collective understanding of being explorers of the cosmos. Technology plays a pivotal role in shaping identity as well. As neural interfaces, artificial intelligence, and virtual realities become deeply woven into daily life, the boundaries between human and machine may blur. Some might merge consciousness with digital realms, creating post-biological beings where the traditional human experience is just one of many modes of existence. In such a future, the essence of humanity could shift from its biological roots to a more inclusive concept, one that encompasses consciousness, experience, and digital existence rather than just flesh and bone. Amidst these transformations, notions of morality, empathy, and shared purpose might also evolve. Today, humanity is often associated with compassion, ethics, and responsibility toward one another and the planet. But in a universe where humans have mastered self-perfection or created new forms of life, the core values that underpin our sense of self might also be challenged. Would cultivating empathy remain relevant if beings no longer share our biological limitations or emotional frameworks? Or would new forms of understanding and connection emerge, perhaps based on purely logical compatibility or shared cosmic pursuits? Even as traditional markers of identity shift or dissolve, the desire to belong, to be part of something greater, might persist. Humanity's drive to explore, to create, and to connect transcends biology. The stories we tell about ourselves, our history, our dreams, our struggles, could become timeless, woven into the fabric of interstellar civilizations. Our name, human, may evolve into a concept that embodies not just biological heritage, but a symbol of curiosity, resilience, and unity across the stars. Ultimately, whether the label human remains meaningful or is replaced by something new, the core of what drives us, our creativity, our desire for meaning, our capacity for hope, may endure beyond the limitations of our original form. In the vast tapestry of the universe, humanity might reshape itself so many times that the original concept becomes just one chapter in an ongoing story, a story that continues to be written across galaxies, languages, and dimensions yet to be imagined. As humanity ventures deeper into space over the next 20,000 years, our beliefs about life, consciousness, and the universe could undergo transformative shifts, reshaping our worldview. The vastness of the cosmos and encounters with diverse species, along with the enduring nature of interstellar exploration, might challenge and expand our understanding beyond what is currently imaginable. Over such a timescale, notions once focused solely on earthbound biological life and fleeting individual consciousness could evolve toward a more interconnected spiritual perspective. Our definitions of life could broaden significantly. While biological life forms dominate our current understanding, the discovery of non-biological intelligences, such as crystalline entities, energy beings, or quantum consciousness networks, could redefine what it means to be alive. Life might be viewed as a spectrum of awareness and complexity, including forms that transcend traditional biology. These entities could demonstrate varying degrees of sentience, endurance, and purpose, prompting a paradigm shift. Consciousness could be seen as not exclusively tied to carbon-based organisms, but capable of manifesting in many forms throughout the universe. Some civilizations might develop technologies that sustain or enhance consciousness itself, blurring boundaries between biological and artificial life and sparking debates about what constitutes true awareness. Understanding consciousness itself might also evolve profoundly. Instead of viewing it as merely a product of brain activity, future civilizations could see consciousness as a fundamental aspect of reality, woven into the fabric of space-time and the universe's grand design. Advanced neural interfaces, collective mental synchronization, or quantum entanglement may enable shared or universal consciousness, fostering unprecedented empathy and unity. The idea that consciousness is cosmic, permeating the universe, could lead to spiritual beliefs positioning the universe as an interconnected consciousness or divine mind. Humanity might come to see itself as an integral part of this universal awareness, recognizing individual minds as echoes or fragments of a grand cosmic intelligence. Encounters with extraterrestrial civilizations, each with unique beliefs about life and consciousness, could diversify and deepen this spiritual tapestry. Some species might perceive the universe as a living animated being, a cosmic Gaia, while others might see it as a computational matrix, an evolving consciousness among countless nodes. These interactions could catalyze philosophical and religious evolution, blending science with spiritual reverence, leading to new faiths emphasizing interconnectedness, shared purpose, and the divine within the cosmos. Over millennia, spiritual systems might merge or compete, creating a rich mosaic reflecting the universe's diverse intelligences. As understanding deepens, the universe itself might be regarded as a purposeful, conscious entity. Phenomena like black holes, pulsars, and the fabric of space-time could be interpreted as expressions or manifestations of a divine mind, whose thoughts ripple across cosmic scales. Such ideas could inspire awe and humility, fostering a sense that humans are participants in a meaningful cosmic narrative rather than mere observers. Our sense of purpose might shift from anthropocentrism to a universe-centric view, recognizing that life and consciousness are essential to the universe's ongoing evolution and self-awareness. The pursuit of knowledge and exploration might acquire spiritual dimensions. Scientific discoveries could merge with philosophical insights, elevating knowledge sharing into collective rituals of awakening. Practices such as meditating to attune with cosmic consciousness, ceremonies celebrating interconnectedness or collective consciousness, building through technology might become central cultural elements. These practices could unify civilizations across light years, fostering cosmic kinship and a profound appreciation for the universe's mysteries. Over 20,000 years, belief systems could fundamentally transform, emphasizing unity, purpose, and the divine presence within all that exists. Humanity might evolve from perceiving itself as separate from the universe to recognizing its integral role within an intelligent, conscious cosmos. Our identities could expand from individual beings to facets of a universal whole, a dance of awareness spanning eternity. Understanding and reverence for the cosmos could spur a spiritual evolution, driving harmony across civilizations and generations, inspiring humility, curiosity, and reverence for the grand mysteries awaiting discovery. Humanity's journey among the stars might ultimately be revealed as a path toward cosmic enlightenment, where awareness and consciousness intertwine in an eternal, unified dance. As humanity ventures into the cosmic ocean, the desire to transcend physical mortality remains central to our collective consciousness. Over 20,000 years in space, technological and scientific advancements could potentially defy the biological limits of decay and death, that historically defined human life. The question extends beyond mere survival. It challenges us to consider transforming what it means to be mortal. One promising area is mind uploading, consciousness transfer. Future technology might carefully map, store, and integrate human memories, personality, and knowledge into resilient artificial substrates. Advanced neural interfaces could enable consciousness to exist outside the fragile organic brain. If technology evolves to accurately reproduce mental patterns, humans could transfer their minds into digital or synthetic environments. In such realms, death of the biological body wouldn't mean the end of subjective experience. Instead, identities could persist as long as the supporting infrastructure remains functional, effectively achieving digital immortality. Complementing this are advances in biotechnology and regenerative medicine. Spacefaring civilizations spanning millennia might understand genetics and cellular repair at a level where biological decline can be halted or reversed. Natural aging could be replaced by controlled, programmable regeneration, repairing cells at the molecular level and curing diseases as they arise. This medical evolution could lead to indefinite lifespans, continuously renewing tissues and cellular structures, where aging becomes a manageable or entirely avoidable condition, rather than an unavoidable end. Another approach involves developing synthetic or hybrid bodies. As mastery over advanced materials grows, human consciousness could inhabit robotic or fully artificial bodies designed to endure space's harsh conditions. These bodies could be built with resilient, adaptable materials capable of resisting radiation, vacuum, and temperature extremes, ensuring durability beyond biological limits. This would decouple human experience from biological mortality, allowing explorers and colonizers to persist indefinitely, traveling through galaxies in mechanized vessels, serving as both homes and expressions of evolving identity. However, transcending mortality raises profound philosophical and ethical questions. Would a consciousness transferred into a digital realm still be human? Would identity and self-awareness survive the shift or become something entirely different, an echo of the original but fundamentally altered? As societies evolve across millennia in space, notions of life, death, and existence might shift radically, emphasizing continuity, rebirth, or collective consciousness over individual mortality. These changes could impact spirituality, ethics, and our understanding of what it means to be alive. It's also plausible that desires for immortality might lead to the creation of vast interconnected networks, cosmic data vaults, storing individual consciousnesses and cultural artifacts. These digital repositories could preserve human knowledge, personalities, and histories across epochs. Future civilizations might avoid traditional death altogether, instead cycling through existences, rejuvenated, reloaded, or re-engineered, each iteration a new chapter in their endless journey through space. Even as technology pushes toward overcoming physical death, the essence of mortality, the recognition of life's fleeting, precious nature, may remain vital to our identity. The pursuit of eternal life might not be about escaping death, but about deepening understanding, cherishing each moment, and fostering connections beyond a single lifespan. In the vast silence of space, where time stretches to eternity, humanity may discover that true transcendence lies not in defying death, but in embracing the infinite potential of consciousness and the enduring spirit that fuels our pursuit of meaning. As humanity ventures further into the cosmos, a new set of ethical questions arises, those challenging our understanding of morality, identity, and what it means to be human. In space, where decisions can ripple across multiple worlds and civilizations, stakes are higher than ever. A central concern is interspecies rights and responsibilities. When humans encounter extraterrestrial life, be it microbial or advanced civilizations, what ethical obligations do we hold? Should we interfere with or exploit alien ecosystems? How do we balance scientific curiosity with respect for other conscious entities? The moral landscape extends beyond Earth, requiring us to redefine notions of consent, autonomy, and harm. Simultaneously, as genetic engineering and artificial intelligence develop, the line between natural and artificial blurs. Is designing life or enhancing human biology ethically justifiable? When modifications could create beings better suited for space, more resilient, longer lived, or smarter, Do we have the right to produce or alter sentient entities? If these beings are conscious, what protections do they deserve? These questions challenge ideas about individuality, free will, and the soul. Another profound issue involves on ownership and resource distribution. As humans settle on distant planets and build habitats, questions of property rights and stewardship emerge. Do colonies have the right to claim territory? How do we prevent wealthier groups from monopolizing resources, leaving others behind? In space, where borders are meaningless, how can we establish systems that promote fairness, sustainability, and shared prosperity? The temptation to exploit scarce resources, minerals, water, energy, must be weighed against preserving environments for future generations and native ecosystems. Cultural preservation and diversity also pose significant challenges. With humans spreading across multiple worlds, how do we maintain a cohesive identity? Should there be a universal human ethic that unites disparate colonies, or would local customs naturally diversify into distinct civilizations? The risk of cultural dominance or erasing traditions raises questions. How do we honour human diversity while fostering unity and cooperation across interstellar communities?